Phone. Let's do this thing. You ready?
Literally was born ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary of Ring Post Radio. I am your host for the past year, Ryan Neitzey, and with me, joining me as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty Edwards. Scotty, welcome to the show. Welcome to our celebration of 1 year around the sun together.
You know, I think making it 1 year is always impressive because how many podcasts just stop at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's let's skip 1 week, let's skip 2 weeks, let's never do this again. Like that is a thing that happens to a lot of people.
Of course, yeah.
So, yeah, obviously we've missed a week or two here and there. Not that many though. We've usually made up for it. At the beginning we did. I remember that.
Okay.
But for the most part we've made up for it.
Yeah.
I think we've had multiple AEW pay-per-view reviews.
Mhm.
We've had an interview episode.
Yep.
We've been able to make up for it in the past year. So I think we're on track here. We're entering year 2, looking to grow in every single way. But we thank all those who have been here
Yes.
since day 1, listening to us talk about nonsense. And yeah, I think the other impressive thing is we've never had, different hosts. It's never been without one of us. It's never been, one of us with someone else to, just to fill in the week. We've made sure it's this wonderful 1-2 combo every single weekend. And it's appreciated from the people that are listening, because, without them, this doesn't make it a year.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Our podcasting relationship does not include outsiders. We don't need to spice up the bedroom with an outside podcaster. Is that what you're insinuating?
Yeah, come on now. We don't need that.
Yeah, and we don't need that. We don't need that jazz because we're good. It's very much. It's interesting. Like we've talked about it several times that like I've never felt like a year has passed. Like I've never had a moment of just like there's been multiple moments where we're like, "Whoa, it's been 6 months. Whoa, it's been 9 months. Holy crap." Whoa, it's been a year, it's just suddenly it's never felt like it's been a long time. And I mean maybe it's a year long time, I don't know, but it's never felt like a long time. It's always been breezy, beautiful cover girl, I will say.
You want to know good, for instance,
Sure.
Within our year,
Yeah.
CM Punk and Bryan Danielson have joined AEW.
Yep.
Vince McMahon has retired.
Quote unquote. Quote unquote. Ring of Honor died. Ring of Honor died.
No, this is my favorite one. Triple H has watched NXT get fucking murdered and then turn back into and now taken back over the company.
Mm-hmm.
You watched it get turned into a colorful rainbow.
Yep.
You gotta take it back. We've watched like Noah crown like 7 old guys as world champion. We've watched
Ring of Honor die and then come back to life.
We watched Ring of Honor die and come back to life. Them and Triple H have a lot in common. And I mostly mean professionally. I kind of forgot that Triple H almost did die. So that's my bad. We've seen Stardom become a major promotion. We've seen countless wrestlers just get signed, and man, we've seen Karrion Kross get released and come back.
much like Triple H. We've seen Stephanie McMahon leave the company and then come back.
Yeah. Within weeks. We've seen a lot within a year. I don't think we could have asked for a better year to start a podcast about
No, it
everything.
weirdly perfectly timed because like I was listening to our very first episode, which came out,
I'm sorry.
which no, it was good. Actually, it holds up. It came out August 8th, so technically our 1 year anniversary is technically tomorrow, but we're not recording tomorrow, folks. But like in that episode, we're talking about like, yeah, CM Punk's coming in around the corner, and apparently maybe we're talking about the potential of Adam Cole showing up as well when his contract's
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Bryan Danielson rumored to come in. Ruby Riott, Ruby Soho coming in.
It's a good time. Like every anniversary show, year of reflection's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Like on wrestling itself.
it's fascinating. It's certainly fascinating, and I think we've done. It's been a lot of fun, Scotty. It's been a lot of funny, a lot of fun, a lot of good times, a lot of nights, a lot of wine drunks.
I think there's been like 4 of those.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of hot boys during the summer. You know.
Oh yeah. We became House of Torture stands.
Uh huh.
We've done a lot.
We've adopted the purple, as you can see.
Yes, this the purple. Like I don't think I would trade any first year in. I think this has been exactly it's been as good as possible. If we
Yeah.
have anything close to this for the next year, then oh god.
Well, I thank you. I thank you
I might
for.
be worried.
I thank you for saying yes to doing a podcast with me, Scotty. 100%.
It's been great.
It's been a great time. But I do have a game prepared for us as well, based on that episode.
Boy.
First
Now,
episode release.
since you made the game, is it a game for me?
yes, it's a game for
Okay.
you. It's almost it's trivia basically.
Oh,
from
boy.
the first episode from a year ago, and so I don't have any music, so I'll just play this.
Hot Boy Summer.
Bow.
They bring the torture.
Down.
Show uses a wrench. And then there's Dick Togo. Doo, doo, doo. And Yujiro. Doo, doo, doo. Cause it's Hot Boy Summer.
Hot boy summer.
Hot Boy Summer.
A hot boy summer.
I've had a lot of cracked moments. And I don't know if that takes the cake or not, but that's high up there.
It's high up there in my regard. It is the pinnacle. I think that there's the pinnacle in wrestling, but there's the pinnacle in podcast media, and I think that was it. I think that's
that's another good one. MJF has like retired.
Whatever's happening with that. Sasha Banks and Naomi left.
Sasha Banks and Naomi left WWE and are probably gonna go back.
Oh yeah, God, they probably are gonna go back. But yes, so I got a game here today, based off of our first episode. I re-listened to it, and so this is multiple choice trivia, 4 options, just a couple of questions. Just a couple of questions. So we'll see what. Jesus Christ. My smoke alarm just went off. Jesse, are you okay? Okay.
That was we almost had a very, very quick 1 year anniversary episode.
The summer was so hot it burned down my house, apparently.
Hot Boy Summer.
Well, I got a game here. Here.
Oh.
So first question. This is the first thing Scotty did in Ring Post Radio history. A, did he talk about Joshi? B, did he come in squeaking? C, did he start coughing? D, laugh at one of my jokes?
Definitely not that one.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
I'm going with A.
Talk about Joshi?
Yeah.
Incorrect. Come in squeaking. The very first thing you did was adjusted your microphone and squeaked so loud. You and I talked about that for 5 minutes. Apparently.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know what that meant.
That's fair. It means whatever it means. It's whatever it means in your heart.
So. I should have probably guessed that because it's like, oh, that makes no sense to me. So that's probably what it is.
That first episode, we did like a State of the Union, State of Wrestling Union episode. So we talked about a bunch of different promotions. So the next question is 2 people Scotty believed should be the cornerstone of Impact Wrestling. This
Oh,
is
no.
this is your thoughts in August of 2021 that you believe should
Chris
be a
Bay and
cornerstone.
Nice Austin.
So A is Ace Austin and Josh Alexander.
Oh, that might be it.
B is Josh Alexander and Chris Bay.
Oh.
C is Chris Sabin and Eric Young.
No.
D is Chris Bay and Moose.
Oh, shoot. Oh, Alexander Chris Bay.
Ding 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 ding. That is correct. B, Josh Alexander and Chris Bay. Did that
I
hold
got one of them right.
Did that hold up? Did that hold up in
Yeah.
the year later?
Chris Bay is very underutilized.
Yeah. He's still there. He's still there. A year later,
He's
it's all
shockingly
fine.
still in Bullet Club.
Still in, yeah, I believe he joined Bullet Club around that time because Jay White was in Impact at the time. So he was certainly there. So, but Josh Alexander has certainly become a cornerstone of Impact, I believe.
I stand by that.
I would include also Ace if we had to pick a third person. Ace
Austin Ace.
Yeah, I would probably put him. And then number 4, of course.
That should be his. They should change his name to that.
Austin Ace.
I am Austin Ace.
I am the ace of the Austin verse. Next question. What did we originally say about Evil? A.
Bad.
A. Love him. This is a pro Evil podcast. B.
Nope.
No opinion. C. Hate him and his Bullet Club stuff.
C.
Ding 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 ding. Correct. And we changed our tune per our prerogative to become, of course, Evil Stands. Which is weird to say Evil Stands, but we do. We stand our evil lord and all that he stands for.
Only real ones know of the days of Takaki Watanabe.
Yeah.
I think that's his real name. I don't really know.
Only Enzo and Mores know that. Real ones. Are you doing the? You doing the? You do the stance?
Yeah.
What else we got? Scotty's prediction on the Raw versus AEW ratings by the end of 2021. You predicted this, saying in that show that this is what you think will be the ratings at the end of 2021. Is it A, Raw will continue to beat AEW? B, they'll be neck and neck? Or C, AEW will have passed Raw?
I might have got ballsy here. But I would go B.
Womp womp. No, it is C. AEW have passed Raw, which at
Didn't they beat Raw once? They beat Raw a few times.
Not consistently. If they did, it was like a one-off.
Oh, that means I was right.
I guess. I mean, it was not consistently beating Raw, but at a certain point, I mean, we didn't at the time expect Raw to have like a bottom to the ratings of like 2 million people, you know?
Oh yeah, sure.
Because it's kind of been like
that is not their bottom. They got further down than that. They got like 1.7.
That's true. That is very true.
They stunk.
Yes, but they never were able to go too much farther down beyond that. And AEW has also weirdly hit a ceiling of 1 million total viewers that they haven't really been able to fully get over the hump on consistently.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously talked about a bunch of shows, but at the end of it, we just did a rundown of grading shows, grading different promotions like AEW, WWE, NXT, Stardom, including indie shows like PWG, which we said at the time should have a streaming service, still doesn't.
Sad.
We also talked about GCW and gave a grade for GCW. So what was our original grade for GCW? Was it A? A. Was it B? B. Was it C? C. Or is it D? D.
It definitely wasn't D. Well, the middle two.
This is August of 2021.
I'm gonna go with B. That was like Cardona time, wasn't it?
Ding 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 ding. It was B, and you specifically
Who knew that was gonna be their peak.
You specifically cited Cardona for you giving it a B. When I listened to it, you specifically said B because they got Cardona in there and he knows what he's doing.
That's true. Look at that. Look at that.
And
1 year later, I knew what was up. I still know what's up. They literally peaked with that story. They haven't been good since.
Yeah, that has been fantastic. Well, I believe I only have 6 questions here, and I believe you've had 3 correct, 2 wrong.
2 wrong.
So
Yeah,
you're
we'll
either
see.
going to
I
tie
need
it or
this.
win it all here.
Need this.
So this was obviously us coming up with names for Ring Post Radio. We had a bunch of names, and so I'm going to ask you what were some of the. I'm going to ask you what are they, but we have the options here for what were the alt names for Ring Post Radio originally. A. Pro Wrestling Global. B. The Notebook. C. The Bull and the Bear Podcast. Or D. Ryan and Scotty Family Fun Hour.
And only one of them was right? Is that what you're saying? Only one of these are right?
Maybe. What are you thinking?
If not, it's A or B.
What are you thinking? Are you thinking it's more than one?
Yeah, I feel like I remember 2 of them.
Which ones do you remember?
The A and B.
Pro Wrestling Global and The Notebook.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your guess?
I'm gonna go with A because The Notebook's a movie.
Ding, 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 ding. I'll take it either way. The answer is all 4 of them were alternate names we had.
No way! I don't know. Okay.
So
time out.
You pitched Pro Wrestling Global.
Okay. That sucks, but it's
on the episode we talk about how you're more of an optimist and I'm more of a pessimist when it comes to like wrestling at the time. And so I jokingly said that maybe we should be more of like a bull and bear thing, but then that would make our show sound like it was an economy podcast. And then I also at one point in time gave you a list of podcast names that included Ryan and Scotty Family Fun Hour and also included The Notebook. And I wrote at the time I wrote in parentheses with Ryan Gosling. And you said that was your favorite.
If I could go back and do it all over again, I would pick that one.
I would pick The Notebook with Ryan Gosling with tiny without just.
We might have been lying, but it's okay.
No, that actually is true. I think that after 1 year, Scotty, I think it's okay to reveal to the audience that Ryan Gosling has been on the Zoom call with us the entire time, every recording.
That's why I'm always correct.
Yeah, because you're nervous in front of your childhood hero.
My childhood hero, yeah, he was great in Remember the Titans as the.
Was Ryan Gosling in Remember the Titans?
Guy. Yeah, of course he was.
I don't think I've ever seen Remember the Titans. Now that I think of it.
Well, there's your first problem.
God, I'm a failure. I
already have to end this podcast.
Oh, jeez. After 1 year, we have to end it because I haven't seen
radio.
He was
is over.
Alan Bosley. He invented hair in 2000.
Already, I'm just gonna be like Michael Cole when the streak ended. Ring Post Radio.
Whoa.
Is over.
2 years, a year prior to that, or a couple years prior to that, he was in a TV show called Young Hercules, where he played Hercules.
I'm gonna say this as nice as possible. We don't have time for this, Ryan.
No, this is important. I gotta send this to you.
It's over. It's over. He's gone.
I gotta send this.
He's gone.
You gotta look at this picture of Ryan Gosling as Hercules. It's a fantastic shot. Everyone at home, please Google Young Hercules with Ryan Gosling. It is.
I can't believe you sent me this.
Look at this picture.
Thank you so much.
It's fantastic. It's a fantastic picture. God. Well, again, thank you everybody for joining us for Ring Post Radio 1 year anniversary. We got a lot of show ahead of us. An unbelievable amount of show in front of us at this point in time. But I am excited to get into it. We're going to be talking about, if we can get to it, we'll have talking about Impact Emergence as a show this Friday. It's an Impact Plus show, but pretty decent cover here.
Wrestling?
Yeah, it turns out we are. Not just Ryan Gosling and Hercules. Even though I could talk about that all day. But I don't know if you want to. Look at the picture.
Don't.
He looks like the Deep from The Boys a little bit. Like the costume looks like he's the Deep.
I see it.
I see it. It's right there. I gotta watch clips of this at some point later in the day. So I'm gonna just know that this is what I'm gonna be watching later in my day. We're gonna talk about Impact Emergence. They have a show coming up this Friday. G1 Climax update. Things are starting to heat up now that we're more than halfway through. That sounded like a slam, but it wasn't. Preview the N1 Victory, Noah's sort of G1 tournament, starting up this Thursday. Ric Flair's last match review. I'm talking about AEW Battle of the Belts. But before we get to all of that, we have a couple little news items that we're going to talk about here. First off was just roster updates. Triple H it was told by Fightful Select that Triple H is getting not slowing down. I believe the term was keeping the foot on the pedal on terms of roster resurgences. Bringing people into bringing people back into the fold for WWE. One of those people we saw on Friday was Karrion Kross and Scarlett showing back up in WWE, inserting himself right into the world title picture. NXT push be damned. So Karrion Kross is back, and Triple H is looking, as head of talent relations, looking to hire more and more people back in WWE. How do you feel about Karrion Kross, and who do you think WWE and who do you think Triple H is going to bring back in to the fold?
How do I feel about Karrion Kross? Good question.
Great question.
He makes sense, obviously. Their roster, desperate need of pretty much anyone. Now that Scarlett's with him, he automatically has a better presence on the show than when he first debuted. I get it. I wasn't shocked by it. Though I did sit there thinking, I was like, wow, if Samoa Joe didn't sign with AEW, this would be Samoa Joe. 1000% this would be Samoa Joe. I didn't even it wasn't even a question to me that would have been him. And I was like, man, we could have got Samoa Joe world champion in WWE finally. Such a shame that we had to wait up for so long. But yeah, Kross, good for him. Obviously, he didn't hook on anywhere necessarily. And now he gets to go where he really had his most success under the lead of Triple H. So good for him. Good for Scarlett. I forgot how great the entrance song was. I did forget that.
It does slap a little bit. It does have a little slap in there.
Having him become a world champion, questionable, but I mean, I saw people being like, "This is what you get for wanting Triple H back," and I was like, "Well, to be fair, I never asked for this, and I got Bayley, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, so I already won.
Yeah,
I already personally won, so." And when it comes to who he's bringing back, so Johnny Gargano, obviously. But here's the thing: there's not a lot of people he can bring back. A lot of them have signed with either AEW or Impact or New Japan. Shout out Bronson Reed, Jonah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. It's who can he bring back? So I think Johnny Gargano, obviously.
I think that's an easy peasy one, assuming.
I'm thinking maybe Tegan Nox if she wants to wrestle again.
Yeah.
I think that's a good kind of safe bet because obviously that division could still use a name, and she was really solid, and he always liked her. Who the hell else is out there?
He can go back into the Control Your Narrative verse and take up the Titan Adam Shear or EC3 maybe.
I never saw Braun Strowman as a Triple H guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think of people who are available that Tony Khan was like, nah, I'm good.
Maybe I could see if he comes back to wrestling, maybe Biff Busick, Oney Lorcan.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him as a potential name. Let me look at this list.
I think the big one that everyone's talking about is Bray Wyatt. What do you think about the chances of Bray Wyatt?
I could definitely see that happen. Yeah.
I can see Bray Wyatt returning. I completely
forgot he was a person.
Well, he's a demon, to be fair. He's a fiend.
Well, it depends which one we're talking about.
I can see Bray Wyatt returning, but I don't know if he would return as the Fiend. I don't know if Triple H would necessarily want him to do that.
No, I think he'd be Bray Wyatt. Let's see who else is here.
I'm trying to think of other names. I mean, the other big ones are of course Sasha Banks and Naomi, which we kind of talked about.
I think they come back, but they're still I think, as far as I'm concerned, they're still signed. So,
yeah, there has been other reports, like Dave confirmed, saying that Sasha Banks was 100% released. But it is what it is. We'll find out. I don't know if we'll get an answer until the end of the year, or it's going to be like that sort of thing where they do not Battle of the Belts. They do a tournament for the tag titles. Io Sky, and Dakota Kai win. And then Naomi and Sasha Banks come
Yeah.
out at the end of it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so few people available. If Tyler Breeze wants to come back, I'm sure he's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
There's also, I mean,
again,
there's also a
like
good chance that he just doesn't bring it back everybody. I mean,
no, but like there's not a lot of people to bring back to begin with. So it's like
it's also
how
true.
many people does he want to bring back?
Mm-hmm.
And then like people aren't gonna like this, but you could always toss out like certain free agents that he's never had affiliation with as well.
Yeah.
Like indie free agents. Not like I'm not saying this guy necessarily, but like that Bandito type class, like
Ooh, yeah.
kind of prominent free agents that
All those Ring of Honor
he was
people
signing.
that didn't
Yeah, the
pop up.
guys that he was signing for NXT. Obviously there's a big batch of Ring of Honor people that weren't re-signed,
Mm-hmm.
so or brought in to begin with. So there's that too. But I guess that's the fun of it. There's a lot of possibilities. I think Johnny Gargano is obviously the biggest layup though of
Yeah.
them all.
I think that's a slam dunk layup into a slam dunk of a pick.
And I appreciate what Johnny Gargano's done. He's taken the time out to be a dad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He could have probably went to any company he wanted to. Truthfully, like I see people all the time. Oh, he didn't go to AEW. They must not want him. I was like, I doubt it. They literally wanted everyone. Like they signed fucking two dimes, who's a waste of fucking space. So they clearly want everyone.
You
This
know,
guy's on my TV every single TV show, and I'm about to lose it.
I like him in the factory. I feel like that's a good spot for him if you're gonna put him
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's a
You
great
know,
spot. Keep him on dark.
I like how they bring him into the factory and then the factory just becomes a mafia group. You know, it's I don't know what that was so quickly just became a mafia. I was like, that's
Yeah,
very all right, whatever.
I can't say this enough, but keep them on dark.
Yeah. Other news that happened was just a Warner Media Discovery meetings call where they're talking about how they want to still continue to cut $3 million out of their budget, and they're bringing down movies left and right, merging their Discovery Plus and HBO Max. This is stuff they've already been talking about, but it became another question for people about whether or not AEW will be able to get their TV rights deal, doubled up, and two, if they get it again, will they get any more money? Do you have any inklings or feelings on whether or not AEW will be able to retain their TV rights deal?
I'm not really worried about them. They are a live weekly show that that is among the top every Wednesday night. They're usually like top 3 in ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, I know the Warner Discovery deal, they're cutting a lot. Obviously, they're cutting a lot of things that people even think are successful. But I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be just fine. And if for some reason Warner Media doesn't want them, which I think they will, there's going to be someone else that wants them because again, they're live
Mm-hmm.
weekly television that bring in ratings every single week.
And unlike other
You
professional
can't
sports,
replicate that.
yeah, and unlike other professional sports, like they have the NBA, they have hockey. AEW is way cheaper than all those other
Yeah.
options. I mean, AEW is like $44 million, with the ability to have like Ring of Honor, brought in as well for
Yeah.
maybe even more money. But
And as proven, they brought in more viewers than the NHL a
mm-hmm,
lot of the time.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's the flag of people getting worried because WBD is not good, but
maybe the only thing to worry about is maybe Ring of Honor doesn't get a spot.
that's
I could see
fair.
that.
I could see that. Um,
But I
I
could see them be tossed on a HBO Max Discovery streaming service too, because they seem to have a vision for that. If anyone paid attention to that this week, and while not necessarily saying it, like live content on a streaming service is
mm-hmm,
another big deal.
mm-hmm. And something that
Not a
they
lot
don't
of people
have.
have that. Dude, like Peacock has it.
Yep.
Hulu, maybe. No,
I
maybe.
don't think. No,
I
yes.
think only if you have their TV deal.
Hulu
Part,
has
right?
Hulu has live sports as a commercial I've seen.
Okay. Okay, so
Amazon,
yeah, it's like
Amazon, I believe.
Amazon. Yep, they have football. Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's like you want to live something, just put Ring of Honor on
Yeah. And I've talked about it before. Is that like Warner Media Discovery still has like some sort of they have 12.5% in the CW. The CW has talked about that they want to go more into like um a live, not necessarily live, but like cheap reality content. Put Ring of Honor on the CW. That'll be fine.
there. That'd be a good. That'd be an interesting spot for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
It's in a lot of houses.
it's in a lot of houses. And why not watch the CW? It's right there. Um, yeah, no, I think everyone's like worrying about something that is not necessarily a big thing to worry about. I think ultimately it's a cheap product. I think the question is more of like how much more money they were gonna
Yeah,
get. I think that's a fair question. But I
right.
don't know if I just don't know if like I don't think they're going to lose their deal. I think that'd be ridiculous to think that. I think it's unless something like with Sinclair Broadcasting happens where like Warner Media Discovery is like, "Oh no, it's not $3 million. It's like $300 million we need to cut." You know. They have other content they can cut, and they've already started. They already started. As someone that worked in Warner Media, trust me, they lost a lot of money because of COVID. COVID did a huge number on them, so they're not going to be they're not going to continue doing a lot of COVID policies. Moving on to that part. Yeah, no, that's a fact. It's very frustrating. But that's just what it is. I mean, movies and television shows have to. It's cost them a lot of money to do stuff. I mean, I don't care about saying this, but like the TV show I was working on, which I may
Talk
or
your
not have
shit,
said
King.
before, like the overall budget for COVID on the TV show was worth 3 episodes of television for the TV show we were doing. And that's just for our own show. Obviously, they have to do that COVID policy for many other TV shows and movies around the globe for Warner Media. So imagine, that's just one network. Obviously, every other people are going to spend a lot of money on COVID, but COVID is a big expense, and especially how you handle it. And they handled it pretty well, but it cost them a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons I think why they're going down is because it cost them a lot of money. Um, so is what it is, but with COVID turning around, it's gonna be good for them. Probably, they're merging, so that's fine, I guess. And I think AEW ultimately is gonna be fine, folks. I don't think we have to worry about it. They're cheap. They're live sports still. They're constantly, or not constantly, but pretty typically number one on ratings on Wednesdays. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. Let's move right along to our next big topic, which is talking about the show that took place last night. It was AEW Battle of the Belts 3, taking place out of Grand Rapids, Michigan in the Van Andrel Arena. 3 title matches. Scotty, what did you think about Battle of the Belts the third?
Well, this was by far the best one. I don't even think that's a question because the
Hmm.
other ones have mostly been bad. So, or like had zero care to them, or and don't get me wrong, this one had limited care to it as well as the two of the matches weren't announced until this week on TV, and the other match was just announced because they just needed to toss something on here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when I think you have the best match in the very short history of the event, and you have a feud that is playing over time with the women's title, and you have a good TNT champion, it makes for a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was a good hour of AEW television once again.
Yeah, I don't think any of the matches were bad here. I don't recall if any of the matches were bad in the past 2 Battle of the Belts. The first one was Sammy
I just know
versus.
Sammy Guevara beat Scorpio Sky.
Oh yeah, that one was not that fun. That was also the only title change, by the way, in the 9-match history of Battle of Belts. The only title
Yeah.
change was
Well, we have the interim title too with Sammy
yeah,
and Dustin. Remember?
that's true. That's
Because
true. I
Cody
guess
got COVID,
Cody did get COVID. And that was the first one. I'm looking also at the
and now Cody's
poster.
not here.
I'm looking at the poster. That's also another thing for the year. I'm looking at the poster of Battle of the Belts 1, and the poster had Penta, Phoenix tag champions, Hangman Adam Page the world champion, Cody as TNT, and Britt as the women's. Britt was the only person on the poster that was on the show.
Yeah, the AEW World title is yet to be defended on one of these, and I think that might be its biggest problem still. But when you have the Ring of Honor title to defend, I guess that's okay because that's now been defended at 2 events in a row.
That is correct. The last one was Gresham versus Dalton Castle. Jonathan Gresham is also 1 year sort of thing. I thought it was a very good show. I don't think anything was bad here. The Wardlow lethal match was, I think it left more desire for me, but ultimately the show
Yeah.
ramped up in quality, which I really
Yeah.
enjoyed, obviously.
That's exactly how it went.
So I think would you rather have that, or would you have a show that's like peaks at the first match and then it continues to drag? No, I'd rather
That's
have
Rampage, baby. Literally just explain their shows. That's literally what that show is. Does it every single week. They put the main event first, and then you're like, yeah, now you can watch the rest of this dog shit.
Have you ever noticed how often Rampage ends in like a heel standing on top sort of moment, or winning a match or something? It's a lot. It's a lot often than you think. It really is like lopsided over there. But let's break into Battle of the Belts 3. Of course, the first match was AEW TNT title match, Wardlow versus Jay Lethal, 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Wardlow getting the win. I really enjoyed Wardlow consistently going for the power bomb and Jay Lethal constantly counteracting it. Kind of shows, obviously it shows like Jay Lethal has lots of experience to try to counteract getting out power bombed. But ultimately Wardlow eventually got it and retained the title. But it also to me shows that like, man, Wardlow needs like he needs like the power bomb, but he needs another thing beyond that,
Yeah,
or before
that
that.
clothesline.
That's sick. That clothesline was deadly as hell.
Bam! Like that was sick.
He does he pauses a little bit. He's like, yep.
Yeah, because I was like watching. I was like, what does he do? Oh, oh shit. Okay, Lethal sold that great. Yeah, I mean Wardlow. Here's the thing about like the match was fine. It was whatever. Nothing like super special, but another good defense for Wardlow. The thing is with this is Wardlow needed that title, and that title needed Wardlow, if that makes sense. And I think it's showing already. Like this title has interest. Wardlow is, I hate the Wardlow's world thing, but he's on top of the world. Like this guy's doing it. He's doing it well. And having him beat a guy like Lethal, no small feat. That's a big win for him, and that's how you count them up as he goes on in this reign. My only complaint though is that we're gonna do it again. Like I don't need it again. It seems like we can move on. Like we had the one match. This isn't a feud that I need multiple of. And if he's gonna face Satnam Singh, then please don't do it at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that on a pay-per-view. That smells like a big Rampage main event to me.
This is Rampage, baby.
I don't necessarily though that I could see like them doing Wardlow versus Jay Lethal in some sort of gimmick match, maybe a tables match, just so you get that shot of Wardlow powerbombing Lethal through a table. I say that, but also remember the TNT title hasn't been defended on a pay per view in like months, so
I would try to change it up here. I'm sure it'll probably just be Lethal and Wardlow if they do it, which is fine. Yes,
it is what it is. Maybe they do Wardlow and Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal.
I was gonna say, I could see them do a tag or trios too.
I was gonna say Jay Lethal. Satnam Singh would be a good partner, but if not that, I mean, there's always Jeff Jarrett. Moving on to the next match. AEW Women's World Title match. Thunder Rosa defeating and retaining her title against Jamie Hayter, coming off of a boy howdy of a tag match on Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
I thought
which
this
is
title
why I want to
defense.
talk what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about this title defense too. It was
Mm,
also really good. I don't think as
it
good
was.
not as good as a tag match for me,
No, I agree.
personally. But this was hard hitting. It was exactly what I wanted. Everything about it was really good. Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter just destroyed each other, and I really enjoyed it.
I have a problem with the people in attendance. So I read some things that were like, "Oh, this match wasn't all that good. It was, the worst match of the show." Disagree there.
Yeah.
Like people were down on it, and then I also heard that there were match of the year contender talk for the main event, and I just want to ask, like, these people, what is wrong with them? Like, what are you watching? Like,
Hmm.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. That main event was really, really good.
Yeah.
Not lying. I'm not saying it was bad or anything. It was a great match, fantastic, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But what what was bad about this? This is one of Thunder Rosa's best defenses. My only complaint is that it ended the way it did. I wanted to keep going. That's how good I thought it was. I thought Jamie in the big spot stepped up, kind of like a lot of people expected her to.
Yep.
I thought Thunder Rosa was really good at you're really selling Jamie's offense. I thought, yeah, I mean, I thought it was really a home run in a lot of ways because you put someone in there that obviously Jamie doesn't have that many wins on TV. She has a winning record, but I don't even know where those are coming from.
Yeah.
I barely see her wrestle. So to me, I thought it was good effort by all sides, all parties. I thought,
Yep.
Tony and Britt and Rebel was I thought Tony and Britt did their job on the outside
Hmm.
to really sell it. I just wish the finish was better because I thought the match was really good. I thought the match had a chance, and I think if they ever were to run it back, they'd have a chance to get even better. Obviously, we saw their tag match; they were two of the shining parts. Even though I think everyone did shine a little bit
Hmm.
in that match.
I agree.
But yeah, I thought it was a good effort, and it was probably you think Thunder Rosa's reign so far. Obviously, it hasn't been what we hoped. But if
Look,
I was to think of like title matches that she's had, this might be the strongest. Defenses.
title matches we've had. She obviously won the title against Britt Baker at St. Patrick's Day Slam, that steel cage
Yeah,
match. That
yeah.
was that was good. That
It
was
was good.
good up until like the weird ending.
Yeah,
S-
which again,
Speaking of Battle of the
weird
Belts,
ending.
against Nyla Rose.
That
Then
was
she
good,
defended
actually.
Double or Nothing against Serena Deeb.
That was good. That was probably the best one so far.
Then
Maybe. I
on
don't know.
TV against Marina Shafir.
That was terrible.
That was not good. Forbidden Door against Tony Storm.
That was good.
That was good.
That was quick. I want more time.
That was the worst match on the card, but it was really good. But that's probably because
Yeah.
the card was really, really fantastic, if I recall correctly.
I remember
Miyu Yamashita, Fight for the Fallen, and
their
then
match in Japan was better.
then Jamie Hayter here at Battle of the Belts 3, which a lot of
Yeah.
big title defenses on these show, right? I mean, only one on television. Well, I guess
What I heard though
Frank
is that her title defenses have really improved. I mean, obviously the Marina Shafir one's not really her fault. And I know people have been kind of down on Thunder Rosa, understandably so, but I think this match, kind of reminded me like, hey, this is what we were looking for when she won the title.
Yep.
And I hope they see the potential they have in Jamie Hayter, obviously, because she's excellent.
Mhm.
And I think, and she's also like 25, 24. So like she's still very young.
Yep.
And I think Thunder Rosa hopefully can gain some momentum from this because this week of matches has been probably the best two women's TV match combo we've seen in a long time. Let's not talk about Rampage though. We're gonna talk about Rampage in like 2 seconds.
I don't remember what the Rampage match was.
It was horrendous.
I think you're right in that
It was the debut of Madison Rain.
Oh yeah. I think Thunder Rosa, it was a very good match here. Jamie Hayter, she's actually 27. I don't know if that changes anything, but still very young. She's very good. And I think, despite the finish being what it is, I still liked it because at the very least it shows that they want to protect her to a certain extent. They gave her the tag team.
I just want more.
Yeah, obviously. No. You and I always want like definitive finishes, right?
Yeah.
But they gave her the tag match victory, the pinfall there. And then here, she kicked out at 3.1, right? So They're obviously see something in her. They're obviously doing something this way. And as many people are suspecting, it feels like we're setting up a 4-way at All Out. So
Yeah,
that should be
which I think is a
exciting as
good
well.
choice. I think that's a really good after the tag match. That's a really good choice.
100%. That tag match to me proved that I want to see a 4-way,
Yeah.
which is hard to do sometimes because not always you and I are like 4-ways but
I'm
no, yeah,
guessing that's how they take the title off of Rosa. Hopefully, keep it off of Britt too. I'm fine with either of the other two winning.
yeah, I could see them doing like Tony Storm wins it off of Hater or something, and then we do a television match of Storm versus Thunder Rosa, that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
that's fine. I'm
That
fine if they put the title on Tony
yeah,
because the moment she stepped in there, you knew she was going to be there.
exactly,
New
exactly.
women's ace.
And then they could also during the match do a Brit versus Hater dissolution.
Which
Um,
I'm waiting for. We had that teased like a year ago
mm-hmm,
when this show started,
mm-hmm.
and we are still waiting. And I think they have a lot of potential with Jamie if they want her to be either a babyface or heel. So
Yeah,
'cause I think people do like her. I think as a powerhouse, it's an interesting combo because obviously you have Jade, who is like the powerhouse of the division. So you
mm-hmm.
can kind of play either way.
I totally agree. And then the main event here for Battle of the Belts is the Ring of Honor World Title match. Claudio Castagnoli defeated Konosuke Takeshita in 19 minutes and 59 seconds, nearly 20 minutes of time to retain that Ring of
That was
Honor
nice
World
to see.
title. Very good
So
match.
I had to so I forgot to record this because I forgot that I have on TV you automatically set record series, right?
Yep.
And I automatically have Dynamite record, I automatically have Rampage record. Never thought for a second Battle of the Belts wasn't recording.
Because Battle of the Belts
Um
is its own show every
yeah,
time.
yeah, which it's ridiculous
Yeah.
because I think it's not SmackDown. It's not SmackDown and Raw. It's one of them or
hmm
NXT or something. They just catch on.
Yeah.
I've noticed they catch on if it's a different thing.
hmm
This did not happen, so I was devastated. But thankfully, I knew someone. Shout out to them that shared their fight feed with me, so I actually got to watch this match with no picture in picture, and
Ooh.
I think that made it a lot better for me. But again, that goes to my thing I said earlier. I didn't think this came close to a match of the year contender. I thought it was a great match.
Yep.
Takeshita, this guy is a stud. I knew that beforehand, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to see everyone noticing it, and that's why he's getting all these big opportunities. Obviously Claudio's great. I actually like this better than the Sabre Junior match from Forbidden Door.
Same.
Okay, so we're on agreement. I did
Same.
say that this will probably be his best match since signing with AEW. I believe it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes.
It is. He hasn't had that many if you actually think about it, because he just has the Ring of Honor one,
Yeah.
which didn't have much time. But this was all about Takeshita to me.
Yeah.
I thought he just, you gave him a main event spot, and he's shown it time and time again. I even think his match with Moxley might be better than this one. But I mean, we're picking from great and great here. That's not really a bad discussion to have
No.
for this guy. Every time he's on TV, he delivers. I'm hoping he gets a big win soon because I think he's earned that. I mean, you're putting him in all these big matches, and obviously he's losing, but and it's not like they're big matches against nobodies. They're big matches against the main eventers. But this guy is someone that I'm not saying they're going to sign him away, but he has a lot going for him now.
Mm-hmm.
And when he reversed the Ricola bomb,
Yeah.
that was like a perfect near fall. I was like, holy, and I knew he didn't win because it's recorded last night, but still, it got me. And I was like, okay, so you did your job. I'm watching this, and I already know who won, but you still convinced me that maybe there was a new champion. Great match, very physical, very unexpected early in the early going. A lot of map grappling work,
Mm-hmm.
kind of not what I expected. Obviously, it's Cesaro, but what we've seen from Cesaro, he kind of just comes out of the gates, and we've seen that from Takeshita as well.
Which he
So
attempted, which he had tried to do, which he tried to
yes,
do in this one.
which I liked a lot. I like
Yeah.
that he ended up slowing it down after that because obviously Takeshita, he is very fat. When he gets going for that jumping clothesline, that dude's going.
Yeah.
He's an Olympic sprinter. It feels like. But I thought the match was great. Great main event. Exactly what Battle of the Belts needed.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. They needed a signature match. And I
Yes.
think you need to keep doing that moving forward. If you're going to have Claudio have the title, just put him on these shows. He's going to give you a great match. Just give him a good opponent, and it's going to happen, right? Like if you told me the next Battle of the Belts was him versus Daniel Garcia, I would believe that was another great match. Like that's the type of thing you got to do. But Takeshita, back to him. Keep pushing him. Keep believing in him. The people love him.
Mm-hmm.
He may not be able to speak a lot of English, but he can speak enough. And that doesn't matter when you are putting on great performances in the ring time and time again. The dude's a star. He's the ace of DDT for a reason.
Yep.
Keep going with him. I don't know how much longer you have him. So just keep pushing him until the wheels fall off. If he joins Blackpool Combat Club, awesome. Hell yeah. Get him in the trios tournament. Put him with Cesaro and Wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Like, these are the types of ways to go about it moving forward. Involve him because he's that good. Like, you don't even need to have him join Blackpool Combat Club. Have him loosely be part of it or help them out, like Eddie and Ortiz were doing at that one time. Obviously, that was for a similar cause, but that's the type of thing I'm saying here. Like, Danielson's not going to be in the trios tournament probably. He has a story of his own, I'm sure. Moxley's the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way to go. Have him just keep working him, keep putting him on these shows. He should be on the pay-per-view. That's my biggest takeaway. Takeshita has established himself as a guy that people want to see. Keep going with it. Great match. Great defense for great first defense for Claudia, to be exact. I forgot this was his first defense.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm looking up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Takeshita says that he will be returning.
You go to Peter Pan.
He will be returning for Peter Pan in a 6-man tag. What a return! Returning for DDT's Wrestle Peter Pan this August 20th. I was trying to see. They're obviously right now what they're teasing is that Takeshita is going to have his big win at some point, and it's a matter of what that big win is going to be, right? And I was trying to look at AEW's card and be like, obviously he has to be back by the 21st. So, or sorry, the 20th. So what can it be? I was like, oh, when's Grand Slam happening? Grand Slam's happening on the 21st, the day after DDT's Peter Pan. So
wait a minute, I thought Peter Pan was
is August 20th.
Grand Slam's September.
Grand Slam is also September. I'm reading it wrong. I'm an idiot. My apologies.
So there you go, pal. There's a possibility right there.
Well, when he goes back for DDT though, is he staying or is he coming back for the rest of the year?
No, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Okay.
He stayed for the year. Peter Pan's just there.
That's what I figured. That's what I think.
So they're like, hey, can we get him on this show?
Okay, great. Then they can do Grand Slam, and if they do Grand Slam, it's just a matter of what that match is, what that big win is.
People might think I'm crazy. I'd have him beat Kenny.
Who I was gonna say? Ironically enough, with Grand Slam, I was gonna say Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, that's a good one too. There you go. I think Danielson. I don't know what his story is right now, besides him acting like he has a concussion. So I don't know where we're going with him, but obviously we're going somewhere for. Is it All Out? Is All Out next? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that'd be a great choice too. But again, Takeshita, push him, like keep going with him. Like, there's a reason he was such a big deal in DDT. It's not like he's not made up.
Yes.
And keep him, put him with a team, give him a teammate. Get him someone to go against Swerve and Keith Lee if you want. Like, there are ways to do this, and he's gonna kill it every time.
I also just want to talk about like Takeshita in the sense of like just his booking. Remember when he first showed up and everyone was so pissed because he was on Dark? He was like, how dare they?
I fully believe they were waiting for Forbidden Door to end.
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree as well. And also it's how AEW works. When they're bringing in other talent, they start them on Dark, start them Elevation, and slowly build them up. It's all about the build here, folks. We've been building him up slowly but surely to get to that big win. Maybe it's Omega, maybe it's Danielson, maybe it's somebody else. But we've been building and building and building up to that big win for Takeshita at some point. And that's what we're doing. It's the slow build for the year-long build. You have them for a year, do a year-long build. Don't, rush out the gates, put the TNT, drop all your booking plans that you've been booking and planning for years or whatever, and put the TNT title on him. That would be awesome. I would
His
love it, but just
th-
do this cool thing.
this is his televised matches. If for anyone that so Jay Lethal, he lost to Jay Lethal
I
on Rampage.
think that was a good one,
Um,
if I recall.
it was a good one. He lost to Hangman Page. I thought that match was great.
Yep.
I remember that one. He lost to Eddie Kingston. That match was great.
Yep. I love that match.
He lost to John Moxley. That match was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just lost to I'm not counting the Ryan Nemeth one, but even that, like, that was a really good squash.
Great
And
squash.
then he lost to Claudio. So, like, he has yet to miss in his opportunity. Obviously, he hasn't won a lot, but it's gonna come. And when he does, I'm sure they'll start piling them on when that happens. But it's exciting. It's exciting for him. I'm happy they gave him the spot. I think I think the match was great, and I thought it was a great way to end Battle of the Belts.
100%. Great show. A really good show, I'll say. Really good show with a great main event. Got a shout out to Keshta and Claudio there. Speaking about AEW, they also had some multiple staff promotions and hirings this past week. AEW announced that they were expanding the talent relations and development team. So it included Sanjay Dutt, QT Marshall, Pat Buck, and Tony Schiavone will all get increased roles under expanded talent relations teams. Sanjay Dutt has been promoted to Vice President of Production and Creative Coordination. QT Marshall has been promoted to Vice President of Show and Creative Coordination. Pat Buck has been promoted to Vice President of Talent Development. And Tony Schiavone has been promoted to Senior Producer and Special Advisor to Talent. So a lot of people complaining about the talent relations department. Obviously, AEW put in more work to bolster up that department, to add 4 new faces seemingly into that department to hopefully get the talent relations side of things a little bit better, a little bit breezier, and ultimately happier for all those involved. So that, I think, that is great news. They've also announced the hiring of Madison Rayne, who is joining AEW as a coach in the women's division. At the time, we were wondering if she will head coach of the women's division. You were right. And we were wondering at the time if whether or not she will also be an on-screen talent. Turns out we didn't have to wait that long, because immediately she became an on-screen talent. She wrestled on Rampage against Layla Gray, and now she'll be taking on Jade Cargill for the TBS title this upcoming Wednesday on Dynamite Quake at the Lake. Scotty, what do you feel about these new hirings and Madison Rayne as a coach?
God, we gotta talk about the women's division, man.
Yeah.
I don't care that she's head coach, because head coach doesn't mean like head trainer. Head coach means like she's gonna be the probably like an agent backstage.
Yeah, the head agent is how I'm going to put it.
I guess it's fine. It's good to have a woman in that role, obviously.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But the problem I have, it's not that she is an agent. Again, that's not the problem. It's that you can do something that you did on Wednesday, right? Have that great tag match, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, Britt Baker wasn't in that dead spot on the show." No, she wasn't, and I'm just saying there's reason for that. Like, they had a better spot on the show. It was early in the show, so obviously the crowd's not as tired. The crowd's not waiting for the main event. They're watching that show, and when you're getting "This Is Awesome" chants, it's also because they just went out there and killed it. But then you have Rampage, and you have Madison Rayne versus Layla Gray, and I'm just sitting there and I'm saying, why are these people on TV?
Yes.
Why are these people on TV? Where's Chris Statlander? Where's Athena? Where are all these people that you've signed to make this division good or better? Like, where are they? Why do I have, no offense to Layla Gray, and Layla Gray is very, very green. I don't know why she's getting like a full-time role on TV right now. I guess it's because Red Velvet's out, but
pretty much,
please come back.
Pretty much.
But and Madison Rayne's not that good. Like, she's not that good. Like she could be an agent. There's having smarts in wrestling than being like great in the ring, and those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Like that's just what happens. But oh my god,
Yeah. So what
like
is it? Scott Demore from Impact is a great trainer, but he's not a wrestler. You know?
right, like those are the types of things. And this is the division at its like it's so glaring the problems.
Mhm.
Like you have that great match on Wednesday, and then you put that match on Rampage, pretty much to just get a women's match on the show. That's the whole problem with this. We're just booking a women's match to have a token women's match. Sometimes
But
you have the
you also
talent.
can't have no women's match on the card.
Oh, I'm not saying not to, but you
Mhm.
have talent to just make it better.
Agreed.
It doesn't need to be Layla Gray. It could be Madison Rain versus at least someone of
Madison Rain versus Kiera Hogan.
right. Like
Like,
that would have made so much more sense if you were just going to run right into the title match
mhm.
between Jade and Madison Rain. Would that have been that bad if she beat Kara Hogan? No, it would not have been that bad. It would have done nothing. But instead, we have her beating Layla Gray, and Layla Gray shouldn't be on TV. Shouldn't be on TV. Um, and it just plays to the problems with the division. You have two really good, if not great, women's matches on TV. But in the middle of that, on your other TV show, you have one that's really bad. And I know, again, not everyone's going to be great right
Sure,
off the bat,
of
and
course.
everyone deserves opportunities.
Layla Gray is
But
still very new to wrestling.
yeah, and like a week ago, you had Ruby Riott and Anna Jay. I think they main evented
They did.
Rampage.
They did.
And it's like, obviously, I'm not the biggest Anna Jay fan. Her promos have been hysterically bad, by the way. But like, I understand where they're going with that. Ruby Riott's a proven commodity.
Mhm.
She is a name, and Anna Jay someone they're trying to build behind. So that's fine. You can do that.
Yep.
But I have no clue if Madison Rain's wrestling again after Wednesday. No clue. Probably doesn't need to because they have signed talent that have been there for the past year, past 6 months, past 8 months that didn't just walk through the door this week to get a title shot. Like
Mhm.
that's the whole thing. And we go to, oh, I just watched Triple H bring back Dakota Kai. Well, interesting. Who had this big window to sign Dakota Kai? Because I'm sorry, Dakota Kai wasn't just sitting there waiting and hoping that Vince McMahon retired to get her job back in WWE. That's not what she was doing. She was probably waiting for contract talks,
Sure.
and they must have not gone anywhere. And that's when I ask, "What are you doing?" Dakota Kai's would be one of your best wrestlers in your division instantly. And it's just frustrating, man, because I got to see the Layla Gray versus Madison Rain matches when I could see just like you said, Madison Rain versus Kara Hogan's even better. And it's just like just use names that you have established on your show. No one cares about Layla Gray. How are people supposed to care about your division? You've never given me a reason to care about Layla Gray. She's lost every match I've ever seen her in.
Mhm.
She's just someone that Jade Cargill wants nothing to do with.
Correct.
So it's
Stokely's
like
the only
how
person that wants her on the show.
right, and it's like, what? How are you selling this to me? How are you making me want this?
Yeah.
Like, again, that's why I am actually happy that this week we've had two good women's matches on AEW TV because it's a reminder. Hey, you know what? You can do this at any time. It's just a matter if you actually want to do this or not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, what that match was ultimately like story fodder to get us to the next thing. Like that match
Oh,
was
it was so bad,
heatless. It
man.
was heatless. The AEW crowd kind of knows who Madison Rain is, or at least that AEW crowd that Scotty talked about having issues with before. Doesn't necessarily know who Madison Rain is. Don't know Layla Gray at all. And then Layla Gray's green, and I mean Madison Rain. I mean, who is she? I mean, she is. If you want to comp to Madison Rain, it's an Natalia type, right? It's someone that is well trained and knows what they're doing, but but someone that's been a veteran for years, obviously knows what they're doing, has great respect in the locker room, but is not necessarily the greatest wrestler in the world, right? But she can train people, I think. But at the same time, what I also saw is that I don't know if she can necessarily get someone through a great match per se. I think they just barely got through the match, if anything. Um, I don't know. And if you're talking about the whole AEW women's division as a whole, I mean, I think there's been improvements. I mean, I listened to our topic about it last year, and our biggest gripe with AEW last year for the very first episode was the women's division. And it's still a gripe that I think many people have. It's still a gripe that you and I have. Do I think it's better than it was a year ago? Yeah, totally. We got Ruby Soho.
It was tough to be worse.
It's tough to be worse. Now we have Ruby Soho. Now we have Athena. We've bolstered up more people. We brought Jamie Hayter in. We've Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm. Yeah.
I remember where my point was. I had to watch AEW Dark Elevation to see Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida.
Yeah.
Right? And I understand.
Good match.
You put Mass and Rain on TV to get a title match, but it was an open challenge. You didn't even have to do it.
They didn't.
You didn't have to do it. You could have put this 6-minute match on there,
correct,
and it would have just done so much more.
Yeah.
Like, that's my whole thing. You have an Emi Sakura there. You have Hikaru Shida, who I don't know if anyone remembers, your longest reigning champion ever.
Mm-hmm.
You have Riho, who we don't see at all. Chris Statlander. Athena. Does anyone remember Athena? Like, do we remember that she still works for this company? Because it's hard to remember because she's never on it. But you know who is 2 Dimes, thank God.
Really doesn't like 2 Dimes.
No, I don't. Layla Hirsch obviously got hurt, so that sucked. But even like, Nyla Rose, she's on Dark every week. That's her role. Mm-hmm. Red Velvet's hurt, so that's tough. Wow, they do not have a lot of women signed.
No. But let's also talk about that. Is that like, you're looking at the roster there, and you're starting to come out. You're named a lot of good names, but you're also starting to trim down on names as well. You're right that they had the opportunity to hire like a Dakota guy, and whether or not maybe Dakota didn't want to go there, maybe that's their own prerogative. Tegan Knox, same sort of thing. Maybe they didn't want to go there. But then you also have this Sasha Banks Naomi thing that's up in the air that might be collapsing, and now we don't have that in AEW as well. Everyone was touting Banks and Naomi as like the thing that will fix the women's division, and now that is crumbling to our feet.
They have 27 women on their roster page. Okay,
sure.
Here is who's among them. AQA, who's
seemingly
semi-retired.
Yeah.
All right. The Bunny, who I don't even know if she wrestles anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Every once in a while.
Leva Bates. I don't even think Leva Bates works for this company anymore.
She still does work for the company. She doesn't wrestle anymore.
Does she wrestle? Okay,
no.
So proving my point. Layla Hirsch is hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Madison Rain, who they just added.
Yep.
Days ago. Paige Van Zant,
who's wrestled once,
is part of this. Yep, and may never wrestle again.
I think she will. Rebel is a manager who wrestles every once in a while.
Riho
is weird. Don't know what's happening with that. Never did.
And Yuka Sakazaki, who doesn't technically work full time for your company. So was that 5 or 6 names?
I believe that was 6 or 7 actually.
Of 27.
Yeah.
That aren't either full time, aren't around. That is ridiculous.
Small roster. It's a small roster. Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I think the women's division has definitely gotten better. I mean, you compare it year to year.
There's a lot of names that I didn't name that are very good.
Yeah, comparing it year to year, I think it'd be ridiculous to say that the women's division has gotten worse or stagnant. I think the ultimate thing is
gotten worse, but it hasn't gotten a lot better like it should have.
Adding and changing up the roster, adding better people, better wrestlers. Is Penelope Ford on that roster, by the way? The roster page?
She was on there, and I didn't name her because I don't know if she wrestles anymore.
Yeah, but that's someone.
Adds to our conversation.
Yeah, I think there are more people not wrestling than there are wrestling, and on the roster page, and the
institute. Just sign like the Renegade Twins. They're good. Like they're solid when they show up, and that's the other thing. Like if you're gonna put people on TV that aren't part of like your official roster, at least make sure they're not as beyond green. Please.
Yeah.
Like the Renegade Twins, I think they're very new to wrestling still, but they're solid.
Yeah.
They have good showings and they do the twin thing. So it's like, oh, you have an actual like
your gimmick thing.
Fun gimmick thing to you. It's like, and I don't mean to keep harping on Layla Gray. I just can't. There's other people that we've seen in the past that have the same situation. Just like
I think my biggest thing is just the institution of the women's division hasn't changed much. They've changed wrestlers, and the wrestlers have gotten better, more experience, and they've brought in wrestlers who are really good. But
yeah,
the problems, the overarching problems with the women's division. Last year, we were talking about how they put them in time slots that aren't really well viewed. Is that chicken?
still putting them in those.
Is that chicken and the egg versus is that they put matches that don't necessarily matter in there? They is that chicken and egg? Is it because they know it's not going to get any ratings, or is it the reason they have those matches in there? I don't know. You know what I'm saying there. Those sort of things. How it's booked. Getting enough story time. Happening at the time. We talked about how they were telling stories on Dark Elevation with Diamante and Big Swole. Those two wrestlers are gone, and I don't know what stories they're telling on Dark Elevation. It's you have Ring of Honor now, which is another women's division that you're doing. Kind of. I mean, not really women's division. The women's division is just basically Mercedes Martinez and Willow.
It was also not signed.
Who was also not signed. I assume that she has some sort of Blake Christian-esque contract. She has
I was gonna say she's probably has that Ring of Honor deal.
Which it is its own thing, but it's frustrating, right? It ultimately it's gotten better, but it's like, what is the goal here? I mean, I guess maybe that's a discussion we should have. Is that what is the goal? Like, everyone's been dogging on the women's division for years now, and saying it needs to be better. But what's the goal for it to be better, right? I mean, we also just got announced that, or not really announced, but AEW is getting some sort of all elite women's show. Don't know if it's a reality show. Don't know if it's another wrestling television show. Don't know what's happening with that. But that copyright got purchased by AEW recently. So they're going to do more of a focus on the women's division as well. Is that going to be enough? If that's bad, will people say the women's division is still bad despite getting a bigger platform? What is... I guess that's also a thing that should be discussed, is the women's division is not good, maybe, but what will be the thing that satiates people? I think that's my conversation. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Like what is the goal? What do we define as a good women's division roster, right?
It's not even roster. It's just using the roster you have.
I agree.
They're not using the majority of the people I just named, which is crazy.
I agree that Shida. I mean, Shida is its own particular case, but because she has that show.
She's around though. That's the thing, though. She's around.
She always makes these shows
on every dark show.
No one. Let's talk about Shida. She has been doing those Japanese Micah shows or whatever it was called. Shows that she's been doing in Japan and also wrestling in Japan. Let's talk about how Shida has been flying to Japan like twice a week for weeks now, right?
And coming back to do dark.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
that's commitment.
But that's all, like, that's the other thing, is that, like, that frustrates me about that is, like,
by the way, I just counted the AEW has 105 male roster members. It's 105 to 27.
And I mean, to be fair, also 105 of them are not necessarily all active, but yes. Same thing if 27 is not all of them are all active. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of difference.
So it's really like, give or take out 10 each, or not 10 there and 5 from the women's division. Okay, so it's what, 100 to 22.
I mean, that's nearly a 5-to-1 margin. For every 5 male wrestlers is 1 female wrestler.
Yeah, and let's we just have to be honest. Like, I've had this conversation with people. Tony Khan is a ECW fan. He's an old Ring of Honor fan. He's a New Japan fan. Do you know what's the same thing between all of those? There isn't a lot of women's wrestling, minimal women's wrestling, and obviously that's a problem. That's why
Ring of Honor is the only one that has the women's wrestling,
right? And maybe that's a reason why Madison Rayne coming in is a good thing, because there's an effort there to have an agent that's going to help book that. But at the same time, it's just like, man, that's the conversation to be had here.
Yeah, women's wrestling is. I think that's the bigger thing that people are upset about, is that it's the realization that women's wrestling is not a big priority for Tony Khan. I think that's
it's not, and that's listen. Now, it's fine, but when you're giving half-ass efforts
Mhm.
to act, and then
It's
in your
noticeable.
interviews you say, "Oh well, I do this for the women's division and this." I'm like, dude, you just gotta you don't have to put up a I know why he does it because obviously he owns the company and has women's wrestlers contracted, but dude, it's not hard to see that you don't have nearly as much care about it.
Yeah.
It's you show it on every single show.
Yeah, I don't discount that. I think Tony Khan does care about the women's division. I'm just saying that it is not a priority for him. It is. I would say
Not
it's
at all.
bottom of the totem pole for him,
No.
and it shows. Now, granted, with whatever this all elite women's thing is by hiring Madison Rain, to me that's showing that he is making it a little bit of priority and
Maybe,
he's
yeah.
putting effort into it.
It's
How
just
it
we're
shakes
3 years
out,
in now.
yeah, 3 years in, it's like, all right, what are we talking about here?
Don't get me wrong.
Rio's like off the map. She does, despite showing up and flying to
There,
Japan every single
but
week.
but listen, you guys are pretty much telling her, "Hey, you can go to Japan because we just don't have anything for you."
Yeah.
That's what you're telling her. Because she would be there if you did have something for her. She's there anyways.
Also, but
When you
also,
don't.
that's my hold on. I don't understand that. So she's still able to make every show pretty much and wrestle in dark,
Yeah.
right? So why can't she have also a storyline on TV?
Yeah, like that Deeb one happened, ended, and then we moved on. Who won that feud? Was it Deeb or her?
Deep did so that
Okay.
it was that to set up the Ring of Honor women's title
That's
match. I
and
think.
see that.
Or
No,
no?
it was the AEW one.
Yeah, you're right.
The
You're right.
Double or Nothing one.
You're right. That was a
Which
while
is
ago.
great. It worked perfectly. You had multiple matches. I think they were matches people actually look forward to, which was great. And then it just never happened again. So it's
My thing there of Sheeta is just like, if she's still able to fly in and be at every single show, why not just give her a storyline? Why not just have her chase after the TBS title?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I don't get that part. Like, that part confuses me. It's just like, well, then why not just have? Maybe it's because she's not in the rankings, I guess. But
yeah, maybe. And it's the reason I think that WWE has advantages too. Like, I think that's where Triple H is gonna have to be smart and be like, "Hey, this is one thing we have that they just don't." Right?
Yeah.
Like, they have already Monday Night Raw was literally all about the women. Like, that is their main story moving forward. Bayley, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai versus for now, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss. Obviously, Alexa Bliss was probably Becky Lynch, which obviously sucks because Becky Lynch getting hurt does change a lot. But
that's a good point.
That's a great way to go. It's kind of like it just shows that you can book them to be important part of the show. And AEW for me always a great product. I like it every week, but I just wanted to have this conversation because they showcase they could do it. They can do it. You give them, and they have good women's tag matches majority of the time.
Yep.
So just do that. Just do that. Have a good match. You don't really give away wins if someone pins someone in a tag team match. Tony Storm got pinned in that match. Does anyone really remember that? No. People remember Jamie Hayter winning. That's what they remember.
Yep. Yeah.
It's very easy. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I get that there's frustration out there, and I don't blame people.
Yeah, I forgot the reason why I asked. It was because of that Rampage match and the Dark Elevation match combined. What are we doing here?
Yeah, yeah. No, that Rampage match, by the way, was just totally heatless, just because no one knew who any of these people were. It was just so the crowd. There's a moment in the match where Madison Rain's looking at the crowd to see them cheering, and no one's moving or talking or doing anything.
It's if you put Madison Rain in there with one of your lower card baby faces, it would have worked. Or heels.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Layla Gray, who I still don't know who she is.
It's for the story. Is that they're setting up the idea that Jade doesn't care about Layla Gray, and so she's just having her feed her over to Madison Rain. Is that a story that's good? I don't think so. I mean, just
and that brings me to the conversation. What happened to the Athena Chris Statlander story that we've been telling for months now?
Yeah, I think that story is just waiting for All Out, sadly. But also, then is the title?
Why did you chill it off? Why did you start it so early? Just to chill it off for a month.
Yeah, but then also, what is the title match there? Is it against Athena or versus Chris Statlander?
I have no idea.
We're already talking about maybe a 4-way at All Out for the other women's title. You know what I mean? Now it's what are we doing with this other one? Yeah, no, it's I get their frustration, and I think
Red Velvet to come back. That's what I need.
Yeah, I agree. Things are getting better in the women's division. but
Alan
it's
Angel's still
just
on this roster page, by the way.
maybe they need some updating then. Well, there we go.
As is Brian Cage.
Well, is Cole Cabana still on there, I assume?
Yep.
I think once Ring of Honor starts, we'll see like the big roster change.
I'll tell you if anyone else absurd's on here.
I imagine once Ring of Honor starts, we'll probably start getting a lot of like the movement of taking people off the AEW roster page. I mean,
Kip Sabian got added back to it.
I think he was always on it. I think he just had an old picture, and now he has it finally updated. Let's move on and talk about a new promotion that's full in our hearts. Jim Crockett Promotions. Don't know if you've heard about this Jim Crockett Promotions.
I wish I didn't.
I've never heard of it before in my lifetime. But I had the show, nice little indie show. Did about 1 million plus income. 20 to 25,000 pay-per-view buys. Really nice gate. I think it was like $600,000 gate or something like that. Nice little indie, second biggest indie show in Wrestling America history. So nice little show here.
Good, I'm happy Ric Flair to get #1. Fuck him.
Oh, #1 is still all in, whatever it is. Ric Flair's last match happened in Nashville, Tennessee. Scotty, we'll just maybe go through and have like, do you want to run down match by match, or do you want to have like a basic run idea of how this?
I have minimal thoughts for each match, so you can just do match.
It was a week ago, I guess. So, we had the pre-show. I didn't see the Ren
I
Rita.
didn't watch the bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse. So the bunkhouse was funny just because it's like it started bringing people into the ring, and then like the match started. I think because Bully Ray started beating people up, and people started beating each other up, and then Nick Gage came out. His music hit. Remember Nick Gage? He came out, and then because they were doing an angle over the weekend where GCW was going to invade the show, they ended up invading the show. And a bunch of GCW people got in the ring and started wrestling in the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. And ended up with Mance Warner getting the win, which sort of parlayed into a Mox title match in a weird way. So good on old Mancer there. Bully Ray is not that good. Commander also at one point did like a running rope walk thing that was really cool, but he forgot it was a Battle Royal and eliminated himself. So that was fun.
Commander's incredible.
He was really good. Really good. Tag match, there was Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. Pretty good opener, I think.
Good. Obviously not to the standards of like when they used to be tag, like,
yeah,
a decade ago. This is probably like the match we're talking about from the show.
Yeah, it didn't quite get up there to expectations, and maybe that is lofty expectations for us, but it is what it is.
I think the Wolves aren't as good as they used to be.
We had what I'm going to call a trial match. It was MLW's Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus WWE's Killer Cross. So it was MLW versus WWE here.
I watched this,
and Killer Cross got the win.
Which might tell everyone of my thoughts about Karrion Kross. But this was like the one match in the main card I did not watch.
Worst match on the main card, I would say. I'm not gonna really.
By God, I'm shocked.
Yeah, the Ric Flair match is his own sort of like wormhole of stuff. But beyond that, I guess the Killer Cross Dave Boy Smith was the worst match of the card. It just wasn't good. Progress found out that this 4-way was for the Progress World title, and that kind of maybe tipped off who was going to win this match.
It was?
Not for the world title. Number one contendership for the world title for Progress. Jonathan Gresham defeated Alan Angels, Konosuke Takeshita, and Nick Wayne. Jonathan Gresham, former Progress World title holder, had to relinquish it. He relinquished it because he went into AEW and Ring of Honor officially. And that's how he relinquished the title. But now he is going to go back after that title. So it looks like maybe more smoke to the fire of whether or not Gresham's out of AEW / Ring of Honor.
This was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think it was very good. I think it was Nick Wayne. I think all four guys put on a good contest. I think Gresham, this was his first wrestling match since after this whole Ring of Honor situation. I thought he did a really good job here. Obviously, Takeshita looked great. We already talked about sung praises for him. Alan Angels sold Takeshi's forum like death. I love it. I love when Alan Angels sells like that. And Nick Wayne, I thought, did a great showing as well.
Yeah. Like I said, it was good.
Tag team match of history: Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. Which
I didn't watch this.
I don't know why they aren't a tag team in AEW.
Varsity Blonde.
Yeah, but then you could also just do the Varsity Blondes as like Lee Johnson and
Nightmare Factory.
Griff Garrison. Who cares about the Nightmare Factory? Who cares? They don't exist anymore. They don't
I am a
exist
Cody
anymore.
fan. Yes, they are. The Factory is literally a faction we talked about like 20 minutes ago.
That was the Factory. We're talking about the Nightmare Factory.
Same shit, different toilet, man.
Did Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson still wrestle? Or no, Lee Johnson's injured, I think. Maybe? No. He wrestled in May, so actually I don't know.
Yeah, Lee Shoddy. May is it's August, Brian.
Oh shit, you're right. God. They defeated the team of
May. And your point?
They defeated the team of Kerry Morton and Ricky Morton. I really like this match for some reason. I don't know entirely why, but I really like this match way more than most people. I thought it was good. I liked it. It just made me think about like why are Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson not a tag team in AEW. I feel like that's a layup, but whatever. Match of the night here: Ray Phoenix defeated Bandito, Laredo Kid, and Taurus. Apparently the crowd was loud all night, couldn't pick it up on audio, but in this match, you picked it up on audio. This four-way match was a killer, right? Right, baby?
Yeah, this match was the match of the night. Not that I was shocked. I expected it to be the match of the night when you just read the names. It was like the AAA 5-way.
Yeah.
Pretty much, except without Vikingo. So for me, it like technically lost a half star, but it was fantastic. So it's like, oh well, that's cool. Black Taurus also saved Bandito from dying, so shout out to him.
Black Taurus also underutilized in Impact, but that's fine because
all of them are underutilized. Every single one of them. Oh, Ray Phoenix is fine, but the other three, like Laredo Kid's technically an Impact, he's underutilized. Taurus is an Impact, he's underutilized, and Bandito doesn't even have a contract, but he's about to be an Impact.
That's true. That is true. They're getting the Lucha stars in there.
At least Impact said, you know what? We're going to take what made Ring of Honor good for all those years when they were technically bad, and we're just going to use it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it worked for Ring of Honor, which doesn't exist as a company anymore. Anyways,
maybe it didn't work.
We had the Impact World Title match: Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. This match kicked ass up until the ending.
And they ruined it
because it was a no contest. This match was really good.
I was so upset.
I will pay real money to see this match have a real finish.
This match would have been my match of the night if it got a real finish.
It was on its way to match of the night territory.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Well, because I'm here believing that a full match with the finish would have had another like 5 minutes and it would have been perfect.
I agree.
Not perfect, but you go ahead.
It was really, really good. Great showing for Jacob Fatu. But the problem is,
I've decided who I need Triple H to sign.
Jacob Fatu.
I need someone to sign this guy.
Yeah, you're right. You need to get him out of MLW.
He's so good. He's just wasting away there.
Yeah. How old is Jacob Fatu? Let's see.
He's literally just have him join the bloodline. Who gives a shit?
It doesn't say how old he is, but yeah. Someone wrote here in Cage Match. Someone wrote here in Cage Match. Jacob Fatu is ridiculously good. MLW doesn't deserve him. He'll be a National League superstar anywhere else, which is true.
I don't want anyone to sign with AEW moving forward because I don't think they need anyone right now, men's wise. But he would be a phenomenal monster for them.
Oh my god! You know what I would do? Kick out Brian Cage. Put him in the embassy. Oh baby! Maybe
I'd have Fatu beat Cesaro, Claudio down the line. That would be what I would do.
That's really nice. That's really
still
nice.
Still could happen. Who knows?
Still could happen. Tag team match: the Briscoes versus the Von Erichs.
I skipped this one too.
Yeah, it was
Von Erichs bad.
It was, I think, the best match you'll get out of the Von Erichs. Impact Knockouts title match: Jordan Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, and Rachel Ellering. Jordan Grace defending the title successfully.
I was upset here.
Why was that?
I was upset here because like the injury to Ellering early on, like the kind of injury that just ruined the flow.
Yeah,
I thought they tried to kind of get back together, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was the usualness of like Ellering gets injured immediately. They try their best to try to refigure the max. It is what it is. You know, it's
Yeah,
the thing about Rachel Ellering is that it's like always seems to happen with her is that there's always some sort of injury or something that
yeah.
just
I think she's pretty good, but
yeah, I
yeah,
don't think she's bad. I just it's frustrating, you know. Um,
inconsistent.
and then the main event, which I think is the talking point here, Andrade, Ric Flair defeated a team of Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. 26-minute match, by the way. Um, I thought Andrade and Jay were good. Jeff
Great at getting heel heat.
could not stop getting heel heat even in the introductions. I'm sitting at home be like, Jeff, quit it, it's the
Great shape,
introductions.
by the way.
You're
He was
oh
in
yeah,
like Jeff Jarrett prime shape right there. Had the hair flowing.
well it's Jeff Jarrett, you always got to be in shape to wrestle, baby. You never know when you're going to be on national television.
Yeah, now I can go back to booking live events.
Not on national television. um
Yet.
uh and then Ric Flair, what'd you think about Ric Flair in this match?
I thought this match was fucking horrible. I thought it was a absolute the only reason this match made it to the end is because the care that Andrade had for this match. He's the only person I'm going to give credit to in this.
Yeah.
He put a lot of care. He did everything he could to get Rick his moment. He doesn't have to do that. Obviously, he's married to Charlotte. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But like the amount of care and just his goal to like to literally get from point A to point B was something that I could admire in a lot of ways because listen, Ric Flair should not have been in the ring. He should not have been in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He understandably looked terrible. It was embarrassing in a lot of ways. But Andrade got him his moment.
Yeah.
He without him, if Ric Flair's partner was anyone else, maybe besides Charlotte, I think this match is a even somehow worse. And I thought this match was terrible. I think Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal did their best to get heel heat.
Mm-hmm.
I think Andrade did his role really well. But how am I supposed to focus on anything else when I have to see a 70-year-old man barely able to move, which again, he
Look,
shouldn't be wrestling,
not
so I
only
don't expect him to be able to move.
not only barely able to move, but just like
It was sad.
like oh this it looks bad. Like
Yeah.
he is shuffling. He can't get up. He's barely moving.
Like I get okay, so I get why some people love this. They might be, people were like, "Oh, this is what wrestling's all about." Gave him his moment. Blah blah blah.
Sure.
Listen,
It's
listen,
Ric
listen.
Flair, right?
I have no love or care for Ric Flair, so I didn't feel a single moment of that at any part of this match. I wanted it to end. That's all I wanted it. I just wanted the match to end because it was hard to watch. And again, the only good parts was Jeff Jarrett just getting heel heat up with Wazoo and Andrade and his efforts to make that moment happen for Ric Flair.
I also love the double pinfall ending. So
That was
Jeff
very
Jarrett,
funny.
you got to defend Jeff Jarrett here. So how scared were you at the end of the match pinfall thing where Andrade goes over to Ric Flair to help him up? Yeah,
And
he
could
won the
barely
match,
move.
and he was like not moving. That was the most
It
terrifying
was
experience.
well, that's the thing too. It's like I'm watching it. And obviously, I am not a Ric Flair fan. I don't really care for the guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to see him die in the ring.
Yeah,
And that was like the biggest fear at towards the end. It's like this guy can't move. He's literally standing on the apron. He hasn't gotten up for a tag.
mm-hmm.
He can't move. Andrade literally had to carry him over there in a lot
Yeah,
of ways.
yeah. It was a tough watch. It was a tough watch. This match,
And I'm happy for all the people that got like a lot of enjoyment out of it. I get it. Like maybe you're a Ric Flair fan. I guess some people just say, "Well, this is pro wrestling. I'm a pro wrestling fan." Okay, well, there's a reason Dave Meltzer didn't rate this match. Let's just say that. There's a reason he didn't rate this match.
Yeah.
He was very sad about talking about it because it was sad.
Yeah, because I mean, even then, you talk about like the spectacle of it, and there was an amount of spectacle, right? I mean, there was. I think Jeff Jarrett did a good job of like playing up heat, and Ric Flair. They're wrestling out there is fine. Barely doing it. He did a couple bumps, I guess. He did more bumps than I think he would. But even then, like the spectacle ran away as soon as he started bleeding, and it didn't look like young Ric Flair bleeding a gallon of blood and like come on, like give it to me, like let's fight, let's keep going. It looked like an old man that was not making it. That's ultimately what it looked like, folks.
And another part of the reason I can't sit there and have like that same feeling or like emotional connection or, in the end get this to be like a 4+ star match. One, because the match was terrible. But two, Ric Flair got given the perfect retirement match and he wasted it. He wasted it.
Which
so
one?
To me,
which one?
The Shawn Michaels one. He got given the perfect retirement match.
I would even say
he wasted it 2 years after.
I would even say his Impact one with him versus Sting was pretty good. Not as.
But that was that a retirement match?
That was his last match.
No, exactly. The Shawn Michaels match was a retirement match.
Yeah,
it was literally the whole basis around it was that, and he went out there and put on a great showing, and then he wasted it, and then because he didn't get to end his career the way he wanted, we had to have this happen.
I mean, he's retired multiple times before even that match.
Yes, he's had multiple retirement matches.
Yes,
but like, I am happy that this is over. I'm happy we don't have to do this anymore.
I'm looking at his. Did you know that he had a dark match right before the WrestleMania 24 match? I'm looking at right now. It was in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Batista, Ric Flair, and The Undertaker versus Edge, MVP, and The Big Show. What a match! What a match that would have been.
It really gave this guy the heroes goodbye, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to Impact, buddy."
Yeah, and then a year and a half later, went to Impact, wrestled there for a number 2 years. 2 years looks like. Last wrestled Sting, lost to Sting in 2011, and then 11 years later wrestled this match. And yeah, it is what it is. The guy went out there and wrestled. I wouldn't even say he wrestled. It was a tough watch. I thought Andrade and Jay Lethal looked good. I thought Jeff looked fine. But it was a tough watch, Scotty. It was hard. It was hard for me to watch at a certain point. It was just like, all right, we got to wrap this up, man. We got to wrap this whole thing up.
I had people asking me about it, like, that don't watch really anything outside of like an AEW or WWE, and they're like, one, why did you watch it? Two, how was it? I was like, it was bad. Like, it was exactly what you expect, truthfully, but it might have been even worse than what you expected.
I would go as far and say it hurt the spectacle of Ric Flair to me. Maybe not spectacle, but
he heard
the aura.
That long ago.
He heard that long ago. That's also true. He heard that when the Vice thing came out, or that was heard when the Vice thing came out. But just the idea of just the wrestler Ric Flair, whatever. It's just like, this is not how I want to remember Ric Flair, and that's what people were saying going in. This is not how I want to remember.
Someone told me this was a lot like the movie The Wrestler.
Oh, probably. I haven't seen it yet. I want to see.
I haven't seen it either, but I do want to see it.
I heard it's good.
But yeah, I thought the match was awful. I thought it was just it's better that I'm happy it's already gone. Like, I'm happy we're over with it. So now I never have to think about it again.
Well, speaking about old people wrestling, let's talk about Noah's N1 victory coming around the corner. It's going to have its first.
Now this is going to be good old people wrestling.
Oh, it is going to be good old people wrestling, baby.
This tournament's like fantastic.
Night one is this Thursday of the N1 Victory Tour. It is 2-block round robin style tournament with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in each block. Timothy Thatcher, who was going to be in the tournament, had to be withdrawn from it due to visa issues, and Kinya Okada defeated Inamura, which I would have loved Inamura in that spot. But Okada
Inamura not being in it's very weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. But Okada, it's a good spot for him, so that's fine. So he's taking Thatcher's spot in Block B, but ultimately, Night 1 is happening this Thursday, August 11th. Everyone's wrestling in the first match, so first night. So let's talk about Night 1 here. Talk about what we got in front of us. We'll go match by match and maybe talk about who we think, and what. Maybe let's talk about who we think is going to win the match and what do you think their chances are of winning the whole tournament. Maybe that's the idea.
Good idea.
I don't know how we grade that. How do we grade
We
that?
also need to do the G1 thing. I just remembered. So
G1 update.
How do we grade it?
Yeah, let's say what's the percent chance of you think them winning the tournament?
Do 1 out of 10. Do 1 out of 10.
That works. So B block official night. This is Night 1. This is Katsuka Hiko Nakajima versus Masa Kiyomiya. And Night 1, opening off the whole night.
Former tag team partners.
Former tag team partners that exploded in a cage match.
No. I think Nakajima's gonna be at 7. He's won 2 in a row.
That is true. I think 7's a good number. I would maybe say 6 just because of the whole DDT debacle.
Yeah, I don't think that matters.
Yeah,
I think they're over it by now. Endo's back for their biggest show of the year. I don't think they care anymore.
That might be true. And then Kiyomiya. I think ultimately, I could see Kiyomiya winning this one if we're going to maybe build to the idea of Nakajima.
I'm giving Kiyomiya 5
of the whole thing.
Yeah,
I give him a 4. I give him a 4. I think he's on the latter half of the chance.
So you're doing the Jeopardy thing to me, not the Jeopardy thing, the Price is Right thing. To me?
Yeah. Highest. I don't know how we would figure that out, but anyways, A block we have Masato Tanaka versus Anthony Green.
Masato Tanaka doesn't have a high chance, but he should have a great tournament. Probably 4.
I give him a 5. Tanaka. I think he's dead even. He's not gonna win. No, he's not gonna win. He's probably a 3. Probably 4 or 3.
Yeah, it's probably lower, but I'll just say 4.
What about Anthony Green? What do you think Anthony Green's chances of winning this whole thing are?
0.
I'll go 1 dead 1 there. In case everyone got injured. No, Anthony Green was the only guy left. Anthony Green will win it. Do you think Green's gonna open the night with open the tournament with a win over ECW legend Tanaka?
No, because Tanaka's the 0-1 champion. So no.
Ooh, politics at play. That's probably a good point. Unless Anthony
Green,
at
least don't lose to him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. B block Night 1. We have Masakatsu Funaki taking on the now Kinya Okada. Thatcher would have been a cool spot here, but obviously not anymore. So we got Okada. I mean, Funaki, I think, is going to win the spot.
Yep. He will put me to sleep, as he always does.
I would have imagined that Thatcher would have won this and maybe challenged for the title later. I could see that.
That would be nice.
Does Okada do that? I don't think so. Okada's chances, I'll give him a 1 as well. Funaki, a 4.
I was looking at the G1 matches while you were going over that for Tuesday, and I saw Naito versus Kenta. I got excited. Yeah, no, Funaki wins. I don't like Funaki at all. I think his chances are probably a 4. And Kinya Okada's is a 1.
Yeah, he's in the Anthony Green boat. Also, Night 1, we have Masaki Mochizuki versus Hideki Suzuki.
Ooh, that's sweet.
That's sweet.
Mochizuki's probably about a 3 or 4. Suzuki, I'm gonna give a 6.
I'll give him a slap of 5 on Suzuki.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's in contention that final day. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. I think Suzuki wins here.
How do you beat the man that doesn't like to get beat?
By putting him against, I don't know, Fujita?
Him versus Fujita is going to be the greatest watch of all time.
That is going to be a draw. I'm going to call it now.
There might not... So, going into these matches when I watch them, that's going to be, the number 1 match that I don't want to be spoiled for.
I'm putting my money in. I would put my house payments on that being a draw. that
And that's
match.
the best part. I hope they just stand there and just like, yeah, we're not doing
They
this.
do the Vegeta match where they just stare and look at each other for 20 minutes.
That's the yeah.
I think
That's the main
Suzuki's.
event of the first night.
I think Suzuki's gonna win this match.
Yeah.
6-man tag. Who cares?
Well, Suzuki's great, by the way.
We got the battle of the interviews. Kaito Kiyomiya taking on Jack Morris. Night 1.
Sublime every time.
Sublime every time. You know we're rooting for Jack
know,
Morris here.
As much as I want to root for Jack Morris, I think his chances are like a 3.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the lowest chances.
No, I think his I think he has. If I had to say it, he has higher chances than Anthony Green and Okada.
Yeah, that sounds so weird. Jack Morris has higher chances than Okada.
Yeah. Oh, give me Okada.
Quote it. Quote card. Give me the quote card. Post it.
It is Kaito
Kiyomiya. Kaito's probably like a 9.
I was gonna say 9.
Like he's got to be the favorite.
To me he's a 9. I don't know if he's my pick to win it all.
Oh, he's in the conversation.
He's in the conversations for sure. I think he might be my pick to win it all. I'm looking at the rest of this. Looking at the rest of this, I think he's a 10 for me. I think he's gonna win it. You know, you got
Just call him Sean Spears.
You got the Muto stuff in him, so you know that's gonna help his booking.
Dude, I hope he hits so many Shining Wizards.
I hope
he does a...
I love Jack Morris, but I want his face to get Shining Wiz so bad. No, Jack Morris is great. Check out that interview. It was a really good interview. Jack Morris even said that he wants this to be his match. He thinks this will be match of the night.
Yeah, he did say that.
I mean, solid shot, honestly. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
It'll be tough to beat the main event, but I agree. I think there's a shot.
Or tough to beat Kojima Segura in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
But you know, Jack Morris is really hoping for this match to be really good. You know, so I'm excited to see what this will be.
There's only one person who can control that. Him.
That's true. And Kiyomiya, that should be really good. Jack Morris' chances, like a 3 or something. Another match. We have. I love Noah's website, and more so that what I love about Noah's website, it does the auto translate. So instead of Kano, it just says Fist King, and I just always pop for that. But we have Kano taking on El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. I mean, Kano is obviously the champion right now, the GHC heavyweight champion at the moment.
That chop.
I would give him an 8 chance of winning.
I'm probably giving him an 8. He has good chances still.
Dr. Wagner a 2, I'll say.
Yeah. He has, now that Timothy Thatcher's gone, he probably has, I think, the best chances out of the non-Japanese talent.
Interesting.
He's been around there for a while too, so
that's true.
That being said, 4. It's not a lot of chances. I'm just saying he has the best chance.
The fact that also Kano has the title, I think he's 100% winning this specific match as well.
Yeah.
A match you and I have circled in our hearts and minds and souls for a century now. B Block, Takeshita Sugiura versus Satoshi Kojima.
These two should get a lot of credit, I think, for how far they'll go in this tournament. I think I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know people hate the like old thing in not New Japan, in Noah, but like if Takashi Sugiura won this tournament, I'd be so happy.
Me too. You and I would be screaming for the rafters, like, yeah.
I'd be like, let's fucking go. Let's go. This is what we signed up for.
And I think I wouldn't be upset if Kojima won either. I don't think.
No, I wouldn't either. I think he's another favorite, truthfully. It'd be weird if he won after losing the title, but this reason he's in this tournament. For Sugiura, I'm gonna go like a 7. I really want to say 8. I really want to say 8.
Same. I really want to say 9.
Kojima, I'll give like around the same too. I think they have good chances.
I think for me, it's Sugiura's 7, Kojima's 8. I think Kojima just has a slight, maybe.
Give me the Sugiura win. I need it now. Give me the Sugiura win.
Who do you think's winning this match? Do you think it's Sugiura? this
Kojima.
match is like a 50-50 coin flip for me.
I'm just happy it's happening. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
happy it's happening. This should be the main event. What are we doing?
I think Kojima's winning. I think he's gonna politic a win over Segura.
I don't think Kojima's a big politicker. I don't think he cares as much.
I don't think he's as big of a politicker as
The
other
dude
people.
literally gets wrecked in New Japan
That's true.
every single time he shows up.
I don't think he's as much of a politicker as other people. I
This
do
isn't
think
Kazuyuki over here.
that's true. I don't think he's as much of a politicker. He does come from the school of Muto, but he also understands.
Hiroshi Tanahashi does too, and he doesn't listen.
I think Kojima is a politicker that understands putting over new talent. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I can't wait for his match versus Kaito. That's actually the last night.
That should be good. That should be fun.
Because of their story. But yeah, I can't wait for this one. This is the most one of the most exciting matches of the tournament for me.
Yeah. And then,
There's a lot of them.
The only other exciting match I have for me is Vegeta versus Anthony Green, because I think that's a 2-minute squash.
He's gonna kick that poor guy's head off.
So bad for Anthony Green. And then our main event.
Bomb through the fucking floor.
The main event is going to be Fujita, the aforementioned.
I just
Fujita.
need to see that conversation.
Oh,
Anthony Green and Vegeta discussing the match. So hey, I have some ideas. No, nah, man. There's only one way this is going.
Anthony Green's like, all right, I know.
So versus Go, right?
Yep, Kazuyuki Fujita main event versus Go Shiozaki. No title on the line. Match never got. No title on the line. What do you think the odds are of Go winning here? Winning this match. No title on the line.
Vegeta needs to lose.
He needs to lose some matches. He needs to lose some of the matches here.
How many? He has Suzuki. You know what's funny about that Suzuki Vegeta match? That could definitely be a match he'd be okay with losing, though.
I agree. He in his block he has Kano, the champion, Go Shiozaki, Tanaka, Mochizuki, Suzuki, Wagner Jr., and Anthony Green.
I think
I can see Tanaka beating him.
Yeah, I think Vegeta wins here. I think Vegeta has like a 7 shot. And I think Go has a 8 or 9.
I think Vegeta has a 9 and Go has an 8 chance.
I think you are so swayed on the fact that he never likes to lose that you just expect him to never lose in this tournament. I think that's fantastic.
No, it's more of he should never lose because Vegeta's the best wrestler of all time. Old Ironhead over there. I'm joking.
He was a good wrestler. I just want to put that out.
He was good. I enjoy Ironhead. I loved him. I saw his G1 Climax run. Good stuff. Bless you.
He's the guy that lost the title to Brock Lesnar.
His career is fascinating to me. It is. Yeah, you're right. I believe he did lose. He lost the IWGP Championship to Brock Lesnar in 2005 in a 3-way, including Chono. And
even went like 8 minutes.
And Vegeta didn't even get pinned in the match.
That's even better. Nah, he was doing it back then. He was like, who the hell is this Brock Lesnar guy?
And then there was a rematch.
Little did he know Brock Lesnar would go on to be a UFC World Champion.
They were gonna have a rematch, and then Vegeta withdrew from the match. Didn't even have a rematch for the title because he knew he was gonna lose that probably.
See, now he'd be okay with it because Brock Lesnar's a UFC World Champion.
That actually probably is true.
Give me that match. That would rock now. Oh my god, they would just sniff the shit out of each other. That'd be fantastic.
Did you know that he was also in the Inoki Genome Federation? Which, by the way, when Ryan hasn't seen anything, we gotta watch this match. We gotta hunt down this match. Ready? Kazuyuki Fujita versus Bobby Lashley.
Yep, we need it.
That is.
We need to watch. I think we need to watch every Brock Lesnar IWGP title match as well.
It's not many. It's not many.
Nope, but there are some, and that is enough.
I want to go out of my way to watch.
That classifies as a what the fuck match.
A Bobby Lashley versus Vegeta match?
Yeah, that's as close as we can get.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to seek that out. It's gonna be tough to watch that probably. But yeah, and then that's the N1. That is the night one of the N1. Our thoughts of who's going to win it. So my pick to win it all was Kaito Kiyomiya. I think Kaito has a really good shot. He's on the B block side, so he's. I mean, there's only people that really fight him against would probably be Kojima and Nakajima, maybe. But I think Kiyomiya has a good shot. A's block side, I think Fujita, Go Shiozaki. Really, I don't know about Kano. I would say maybe Kiyomiya versus Go Shiozaki. We'll see. What are you laughing about over there?
Bobby Lashley and Bob Sapp versus Kazuyuki Fujita and Kendo Kashin.
That's a match of the week right there. That's a boy howdy match right there.
God, that's more than a match of the week. That's an all timer right there.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do my best to hunt down this match.
I don't think it exists, unfortunately.
I'll be the judge of that.
Who am I picking to win? Well, I talked myself into wanting Segura to win, so that was cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go
Kaito Kiyomiya.
And I think on the other block, who's in the other block? I think we get Kaito versus. I don't know who's in the other block. Kano,
Funaki, Nakajima, Segura, Kitamiya, Kitamiya, not Kiyomiya. Kitamiya, Kojima, Okada.
No, wrong block. The other block.
A block? Kano, Fujita, Go Shiozaki, Tanaka, Mochizuki, Suzuki, Wagner, Green.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Kiyomiya.
I think he is the best shot, honestly. If there was an upset, I would say maybe Kojima. To be fair, and then we can do Kojima versus Kano again. So we'll see. It also should be said that the final night of the N1 Victory Tournament, there will be a Muto match. Well, not really. It won't be a Muto match, but there'll be a great Muta match at the finals of this tournament. Not during the tournament, but on the night on the card. There's going to be a great Muta match.
2 more great Muta matches? The final one's in January.
Well, I actually don't know, because when the website that I was reading that announced this said that this might be his last Mutas. Let's see. So this is from Pro Wrestling Noah Twitter account. This official statement. We are pleased to inform you that the Great Muta will appear at Pro Wrestling Noah's N1 Victory Grand Final at Edion Arena Osaka Stadium in Osaka, September 3rd. The Great Muta first appeared on Japanese soil at the Osaka Professional Gym, now called the Edion Arena. Muta's final appearance in Osaka coincides with the N1 Victory Grand Final. So it's his final appearance in Osaka, in the city of Osaka, I guess. That is the selling point here. Not necessarily not last match of Noah, but Great Muta will be wrestling upcoming on the N1 Victory Final night. So stay tuned for that.
So when you ask who wins, we win.
Of course. We don't have a lot of
flaming boot.
We don't have a lot of time here left. Do you want to talk about the G1 Climax, or do you want to talk about Impact Emergence?
I just realized we're in the last weekend of it, or week. Final stretch, perhaps.
Final night is going to be on the 18th
right, I'm
of
away
August.
for the final. Yeah, I'm away. Oh my god, dude, I'm screwed.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Have picked I'm going to talk about this. This is more important than the standings. So I'm going away next week, and there's the G1 that's ending. Then there's the Stardom show. I'm deleting Twitter, by the way. Like for that, I'm not getting spoiled for Stardom. I'm excommunicating everyone. No offense. I will be out of commission that entire day. The G1 finals, whatever. I probably will catch that while I'm on vacation, because there'll be dead time. But yeah, I'm actually taking a vacation for once, so I'm gonna have to slow down on wrestling for like 2 seconds, and I'm already starting to like freak out about it. So it's okay.
Hey, I think it's well deserved vacation for you. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. if I were you.
I'm worried about it. There's so much. Ryan. There's so much. There's so much. The M1 victories going on. Stardom's happening. The G1's finishing.
West Coast Pro has the West Coast Cup coming up.
I can't believe you just said that to me.
I mean, it's not.
At least All Out's not happening. That would have been really bad.
No, yeah, you would have just canceled your vacation at that point.
Probably, yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah, the cup is interesting, but it's not going to be the coolest thing. The coolest thing
when it comes to recording, I gotta catch up on a lot before we record that episode when I get back.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
When midweek situation.
When do you leave?
I leave at like 7 a.m. on the 15th.
So we could record next Sunday, if that's up. If you're
Yeah, we'll just have to do it early because I have to go to like something that day. Ugh.
Yeah,
but yeah, we can record.
We'll still be back.
Shorter episode.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, easily peasily.
Yeah, it's just the week after that. That'll be the experience. We'll probably record like Tuesday or Wednesday so I can catch up on everything.
Yeah, we'll figure that out, and we'll let you all know, folks.
Give me the G1 points though, because I have no idea what they are.
Sure. Let me load those up real quick. G1 Climax, of course, is still happening. Night 13 was this morning of the 20-night tournament block. Oh wait, that's not. Yeah, so current standings at the moment, with only a couple matches left. For most people, only have two matches, it looks like, left. Some people have one match left. A couple people have three, but for the most part, it's most people. I don't think anyone's done. Just looking over real quick. No one's done. Everyone has at least one match left. But the current standings are in Block A. We have a tie for first place: Jonah versus Okada. As unveiled this morning, Jonah has a pinfall victory over Okada. So what a surprise there. With
I have some questions.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Just why?
Why? What? Why? Why? Yeah, why?
Why not? Here's the why not. Here's a why not. Because Jonah's not going to win. So why not give him this match when you know Okada still has to face?
You already gave him Jeff Cobb.
Who? Okada?
No, Jonah. You already had to beat Jeff Cobb.
That's true. I think they're trying to put Jonah in the same field as Cobb. I think that's
Isn't
the
Jonah
idea.
Yano?
Yeah. But Cobb hasn't faced Yano yet, so that's something. I think they're trying to put him in the same sphere as Cobb, and I think beating Okada was the way to do it. Probably Okada is still going to win probably the block. I mean, he still has to face Lance Archer and Tom Lawler, who I believe
Thank God, those are the two matches I've been waiting for.
Yeah, so those should be exciting. I don't necessarily. They both have 4 points, so that
I need to say this to everyone. This is going to be the first Okada match I watched since night one.
Really, the Jonah match.
Yeah,
you didn't watch Fale?
No.
You didn't watch Yano?
No. I haven't watched a single one of their matches.
That's fair. So you got Jonah and Okada with 6 points. With 4 points, cool. We have Jeff Cobb, Bad Luck Fale, Lance Archer, Tom Lawler. I don't know if any of them particularly are.
Filthy.
I don't think any of them are specifically on the. I mean, all of them are on the verge of elimination. I think if any of them lose their next match, they're probably done. I think all of them. I think if anything, Fale might be considered eliminated. Because he's the only one that only has one match left, so he technically has more losses. The highest.
Is a little scrappy wrestling tonight?
Huh?
Is a little scrappy wrestling tonight?
Scrappy? Who is Lil Scrappy? Yeah. We're talking about G1 Climax, and you're bringing up Lil Scrappy. Who the hell's that?
I think he's like. Never mind. Just continue.
Who the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, Lawler, Archer, Cobb, all have the chance to maybe still win, but Okada and Jonah will have to lose all the matches.
Okada's win.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then officially
Let's not be silly here.
Yeah. And then officially out and eliminated the tournament is Yano with 2 points, with only Cobb left to wrestle.
That's a victory.
That's a victory, baby. Block B, we have at 8 point at the top of the block, we have Jay White. He's won all of his matches. Chase Owens, Great Okan, Sonata, Ishii. I've also heard great things about the Okan match being great. He still has to face Tama Tonga and Taichi. So at the very least, probably going to maybe beat Taichi. Maybe he'll lose to Tama Tonga.
No, give me that give me that Taichi win and world title defense, baby. Give it to me. I need it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get it. Who else wins? Wait, so what's the rest of the points?
The rest of the points are a bunch of people of 4: Tama Tonga, Sonata, Taichi, and Chase Owens. Chase Owens is eliminated because he only has 1 match left.
We win.
So the most he can get is 6, so he's done. Sonata has 2 matches left at 4 points, so he could get 8, but Jay White will have to lose all of his matches. But then he would tie and still lose to White, so Sonata is essentially eliminated. Taichi has 3 matches left, and one of them includes Jay White. So if he wins all of his matches and Jay White loses all of his matches, then Taichi can win the block. And Tama Tonga.
I'm gonna enter my Taichi state.
And Tama Tonga's in the same exact boat. 3 matches with a match against Jay White upcoming. So if he wins all his matches and beats Jay White and Taichi, I guess.
What I'm hearing is Jay White should just win the block.
Right now, it's pretty much Jay White, Tama Tonga, and Taichi. That is pretty much it.
I think it would be smart to have Jay White win the block.
Oh yeah, I think we're heading to a. I mean,
that means Okada doesn't have to win the tournament.
I could see him sweeping the block. Honestly,
good.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then
God forbid champions are booked very strong in a round robin tournament.
And then with 2 points, we have Great Okan and Tomohiro Ishii.
That is an absolute crime. But Chase Owens has more points than them.
Yeah, I believe Chase Owens has beaten.
He beat both of them.
Yes, you're right. He has beaten both of them. Oh man. Block C, we have
New Japan isn't back.
Hiroshi Tanahashi and Zack Sabre Jr. with both 6 points.
Go Ace!
You're talking about.
I need it.
You're talking about Zack Sabre Jr., right?
Shut the hell up. I need it. I need it so bad. I know he's not gonna win, but it's the fact that they've given me hope. He's beaten Naito and Zack Sabre Jr.
That's true.
He's beaten the 2 other fav. I need.
He beat Evil.
He did beat that match was very exciting. I need Tanahashi to win. So I know he's not going to, but I want him to win so bad. Okada literally said, it's been a while, Tanahashi. I'll see you in the finals. You're lying to me. You have to fucking see Okada versus Naito 75. Ugh.
Tanahashi has 6 points. He still have to face Kenta and Goto. He does have a win victory over Sabre, so if they end up tying, he'll ultimately win the block. Sabre has 2 matches left too, and that's against Naito and Evil, which Tanahashi has also beaten. So we'll see how that goes. But Tanahashi looking pretty good for him so far. With 4 points in the block, we have Goto, Naito, and Evil. Goto, he has 2 matches left. Tanahashi and Evil, he would have to win both of those, and Tanahashi would have to lose both of his matches to win the block. Naito, he has 2 matches left as well. He's already beaten Goto, so he has to win Sabre and Kenta to win the block. And Evil has 2 matches left to go as well, and he has to beat Goto and Sabre as well here. So
I need some more respect for Kenta in this tournament.
Yeah, Kenta's only gotten 2 points so far, but he's still got 3 matches left, so we'll see. It's still kind of anybody's game in this block. There's still chances to eke out here, but we'll see. 2 points in that C block. Aaron Hanari and Kenta. Aaron Hanari only has 1 match. He's officially eliminated. Kenta has 3 matches, so with 2 points, he can get up to 8 points, so he could win if everyone else loses every single match, but that's impossible. So Kenta's essentially eliminated as well.
That sucks. I'm gonna openly weep if Tanahashi wins.
I think Kenta has a good chance of maybe playing spoiler on Tanahashi, which I think is the final night for those two. That's the last match for both of them. So I think there's a chance he could play spoiler, but we'll see. And then Block D is David Finlay has 6 points, the only person with 6 points. David Finlay has 2 matches left against Yoshihashi and El Phantasmo. So we'll see how that goes. Shingo Takagi, Will Ospreay, Yujiro Takahashi, and Yoshihashi and Juice Robinson all have 4 points. So this block is really anybody's game. Ospreay has 2 matches left. Takagi has 2 matches left. Robinson has 1 match left, so probably essentially eliminated. He's out.
Huge.
He lost to
Yujiro.
Yes, he did. He lost to Takahashi. He lost to Finlay.
I want to give some credit to Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Rock hard, my guy. He has been excellent as a heel, and I just want to put that out there.
Yoshihashi has 3 matches left, so he is probably the best shot out of any of these guys to win the block.
He should.
That being said, it's against Yujiro Takahashi, David Finlay, the current block leader, and Will Ospreay. So we'll see how that goes for him. El Phantasmo. Sorry. And then the other person with 4 points is Yujiro Takahashi. He has 2 points, but it's against Yoshihashi and Takagi. So we'll see how that goes. El Phantasmo is the only person with 2 points. He has left to face Shingo and David Finlay. So he is eliminated as well.
Okay. So. All right. Do you have a grasp on who's winning this?
I think Okada's got block A. Jay White's got block B. Who's Will Ospreay that left to face? Ospreay has to face Robinson, Yoshihashi. David Finlay has left to face Yoshihashi, Phantasmo.
David Finlay's not winning the block.
I mean, I think he's got a chance. I think he's got an outside chance. It's going to come down to Finlay, Takagi, and Ospreay. Finlay has the pin over Ospreay. Finlay also has the pin over Shingo. So Shingo and Ospreay have to win like all of their matches to beat Finlay.
And Shingo has the pin over Ospreay.
That is also true. So,
by the way, match of the tournament, if that shocks anyone.
Yeah, Ospreay is going to have to win all of his matches to maybe win the whole thing, and David Finlay and Shingo have to lose all their matches.
By default, now we have a chance to see Ospreay versus Takagi again for the IWGP US title. So we stay winning.
Yeah, Ospreay has to win all of his matches to potentially win, assuming Finlay and Shingo don't only win one. You know, that's pretty much what we got in front of us.
Interesting.
Well, Finlay actually has to win 0 of his matches. Shingo can win 1. So I think right there, I wouldn't be surprised if David Finlay wins. I think it's cool, I guess.
No. I'm not standing for that.
Block C, I'm going with Sabre Jr. I'm going to go Zack Sabre Jr. Ugh. And then the whole thing, probably Okada. Ugh. Chalk pick. What do you think?
This company's so boring. Ugh.
Talk to me, Scotty. Talk to me.
I still think Naito should win if we're gonna pick anyone. But like Okada winning 2 years in a row just to face Jay White again, so lame.
Yeah. Naito still has to face Sabre and Kenta. That's who we got. That's who he's got in front of him. He has to. Naito has to. If he wins both of those matches, that's 8 points. Tanahashi has already beaten Naito, so Tanahashi can't win any other matches. Tanahashi has to lose to Goto and Kenta.
So looking at the last night
for Naito to win,
Naito, Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, Shingo, David Finlay's not winning. He's not even on the last night.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's Shingo or Osprey, as it should be.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll be Sabre Jr. or Naito. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm guessing
Winner of that will win.
it's probably gonna be Tanahashi, Naito, Saber. Kento will play spoiler on Tanahashi, and then it'll come down to Saber, Naito.
Do you know what the other C block match of the night is?
What is that?
Goto versus Evil.
Yeah, baby.
No Tanahashi. That's a
what's the opposite of spoiler? Like he's like Evil's threatening victory to win the block. Like it's like he's like
Ishii versus Sonata and Tonga versus Jay White. Okay, so Jay White has to be winning.
Yeah, Sonata and Ishii are already Ishii's already eliminated, so that's a whatever match.
Jonah versus Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale is absolutely beating Jonah.
No way.
Oh, you say that now, but I wouldn't be at all shocked.
That's actually
how they eliminate Jonah.
That's Bad Luck Fale's only match left.
Thank God for everyone's eyes.
Yes, I think it's Okada. I think it's Jay White. I think maybe you're right. It's Sabre versus Naito. Maybe what if they? I mean, they could do Naito and then Naito Osprey, Naito Shingo. Probably
Dude,
Naito.
Do you know how bad it would be if they did Jay White versus Okada again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the finals they did Okada versus Naito again.
That'd
be the 4th time they've done that match this year.
I think it's 4. I think it might be 5. It's a lot. It's a lot of matches.
They did the first title defense for Okada, New Japan Cup title defense. Yeah, it'd be 4.
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's too many.
Yeah, but that's G1 right, Climax. I mean overall I think Okada's probably got this one in the bag. You know, I mean outside chance of someone else winning. I mean maybe Osprey wins and Osprey versus White, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's two heels.
Have they done that match?
I
don't think they've done it since he became United Empire, at least.
I don't think so. I don't.
Just kidding. Sorry.
What?
Nothing. I said Italy's from Essex. I don't even know if that's hurtful or not. What am I looking up? Jay White
versus. I mean, they certainly obviously had singles matches before.
Called him like a bitch yesterday or something, or today. I was like, wow, that's nice. They faced in the 2020 G1.
There we go. 2020. Who won that match?
Will Ospreay.
Interesting.
He wasn't.
That's a protected match.
He wasn't United Empire though.
No, but that is a protected match. It's 2 years.
They've had 2 singles matches ever. The other one
in New Japan?
Ever. The other one came at the Ring of Honor New Japan War of the Worlds in 2017.
Great match.
Jay White was a young lion back then.
Yeah, it was on Excursion. That was a great match.
It was a little shrimp.
Yep, that's correct. That's a really protected match. They've only done the match once before.
They might do that at Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh yeah, so yeah, because then it'll be Will Ospreay wins this whole thing. Then we get Wrestle Kingdom, Will Ospreay versus Jay White, Bullet Club versus United Empire, the fate of America on the precipice of destruction.
They probably won't do that at Wrestle Kingdom. Well, he has the title. We'll have to see. There's a lot to be had still. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, would you rather do that? I mean, there's also multiple nights of Wrestle Kingdom, so who gives a shit?
If I had my call, we would get Tanahashi versus Jay White.
Mm-hmm.
They have history, and that's literally who Jay White was taunting the entire time he was about to win the title against Okada.
Yep.
And then you maybe you do Ospreay versus White too. I don't know. I just think Okada's so expected.
Yeah.
Let's change it up.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Stop falling into the thing where you just have the same person win every year. You literally did it with Kota Ibushi.
That's true. All right. Well, that is it.
Look where that got you. Sorry.
That is it with this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. Again, thank you everybody for listening to us. Thank you all of our day ones that have been with us since the very beginning of the show. 1 year anniversary in the books. We'll be back next week for an all new episode as well. Scotty.
Yeah, we got Quake by the Lake, baby.
Title defense: Jericho versus Moxley.
We also have the lucha match, the lucha tag, which should be amazing, and
Scotty's favorite
Madison
match.
Reigns wrestling
Yep.
Jade
Yep.
Cargill.
There it is.
There's something else on there that's really good that I can't remember, and it's bothering me.
I'll look it up for you.
Shit.
I'll look it up for you.
Oh no, I will.
Jesus, he's attempting.
Oh, coffin match: Brody King and Darby.
Yes, that should be good.
That should be great as well. Match of the week. Is that what you're looking for from me?
Plugs and match of the week. Yeah.
Can I say Shingo versus Ospreay?
If you like.
Well, does it count? Did we talk about it technically or not?
Not really.
Then yeah, that one.
That match is good.
I agree.
My match of the week would honestly be the women's tag, but we've already talked about that. Kind of. I mean, we kind of talked about it, but I really love that match.
Just take mine. It's fine.
What's that?
You just take mine.
Take your.
Oh wait, no, we don't do that. We always answer different ones.
Yes. I am going to say
Moxley versus Old Manser.
Something
you liked.
I get higher and higher in pitch. I'm going to say Chris Jericho versus Wheeler Yuta. Really good match. Really good match between them. I thought it was a good showing for young Yuta there, and I thought Jericho looked pretty good. Jericho looked pretty good in that match. Excited for Quake by the Lake. Anything to plug, Scotty?
No.
All right. Well, I'll plug our Patreon, which is going to patreon.com/countoutpod. That's where we have all of our Countout Network has all of this shows and stuff, have bonus content there. 3 different tiers: $3 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier. $3 tier is very simple. It's just $3 a month to get to just support the show. We would obviously greatly appreciate it. We have a couple people that are $3 tiers and stuff, so we greatly appreciate them. And you get bonus content. If you're on the $5 tier, you get that show Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything. It's the ability to watch me and Scotty react to matches that I've never seen in my life. Last week, we unveiled the first episode, which was Kenny Omega versus... Kenny Omega versus... Kenny Omega versus Okada. That was match number 1. And tomorrow, the release schedule is every other week, but tomorrow we're going to do another special week bump for episode 2. That's going to be John Cena versus CM Punk as episode 2. So get ready for that one. Yes, I haven't seen that match either. All right, get off my back. It's an
impressive feat that you have accomplished.
Thank you so much, sir. So tomorrow will be the second episode of Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything on the $5 tier of the Count Up Patreon. Again, patreon.com/countoutpod. John Cena versus CM Punk. You can see me react and my immediate thoughts to that match as it unfolds and the aftermath of such match. So definitely go check that out. Subscribe to the Patreon today. We would greatly appreciate it. And go check out that match. So beyond that, you can follow me at Twitter at Ryan Neitzey. You can follow Scotty at Scott E Wrestling. He will deactivate his Twitter next week, so it is what it is. You're still gonna have,
but you should follow me for tomorrow. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, your account's not gonna get canceled. You're just deleting the app off the phone.
No, I'm only deleting it on the 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah,
I won't be around for that.
Are you saying that you should follow your account for a special little thing for tomorrow?
Yeah, you should definitely follow my account because I'll be tweeting out something that everyone should probably want to give a listen to. So.
And that is probably second episode of Ryan Hasn't Seen Anything on the Count Out Patreon.
I will also be tweeting that up. That is not what I was talking about.
People should still listen to it though.
You should listen to that for sure. That was a great time.
Yeah, that was a good episode. And yeah, you can follow the network as well at Count Out Pod. So we very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate everyone that listened to the show. Thank you so much. Go tell everyone about it. We'll be here hopefully for a long time. So we'll talk to you all later. We'll see you next week. Until then, goodbye.